my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss about how easy, affordable, and effective they are at helping you lose those unwanted pounds. I've done it. I've had a ton of friends that have gone through the program and lost a ton of weight as well. Now I want you to hear from just one of them.
After years of weight gain, including being quarantined for months, I was finally ready to get help from Valley Medical Weight Loss, and it worked. I've lost 65 pounds, I feel great, and most importantly, I now have a plan on how to keep the weight off forever, thanks to Valley Medical Weight Loss. Don't just take my word for it, try it yourself.
We all hope things are getting back to normal. Now you too can lose the weight you want, even if it's just that last 20 pounds. Valley Medical Weight Loss, 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Phoenix, and Glendale, all walk-in clinics, fast, affordable options for you to lose that weight now. By the way, mention my name, mention this radio ad. You'll get your first week absolutely free. Go to valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. That's 800-807-1981.
Time for some smart saving. Give the gift that lights up their future.
I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. This holiday season, give the gift of education by opening an AZ 529 education savings plan. You can invest with as little as $15 a month, and anyone can give. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, anyone. Visit az529.gov today and give the present of a brighter future.
Now that's smart saving. Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canyer with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I'm going to say to you, to my wife, to every Cardinal fan out there, you know what? I'll do it again. It's a lock. You know, you guys are just silly with that. My words hold no dominion over me, nor should they over your stupid team. So everybody get off my back on saying I jinxed the Arizona Cardinals. You know what did it to the Arizona Cardinals? The Arizona Cardinals. That's who did it to the Arizona Cardinals. In fact, your defense didn't show up. That's what did it to the Arizona Cardinals. Some coaching stupidity. That's what happened. And by the way, my wife was not wearing her lucky shirt. So she got nothing to say to me about jinxing the team, because she probably played a part in it too, if there was any jinx to be had. So everybody can just stow it.
Well, there you go. Just came out defensive. Came out swinging. Round one, Jeffrey O'Brien.
Randy, do you blame me?
No, I told you last night in the text. It's just the way the Arizona teams are.
I just wanted to get that out of the way immediately.
Glad you feel better.
Yeah, because everybody on Twitter wants to try to pin this one on me, and then there goes Boogie.
Oh, do you blame them?
No, yeah, I do, because it's stupid. It's like saying because I wore the wrong shirt or the wrong hat. And then there's Boogie, who bet against the Cardinals. He says he felt dirty doing it, but it played a part. If we're going to say it's about luck or about anything like that, I wish I had the sort of power where my words would actually make things happen. You know what? The only thing it's made happen, and I'm very grateful for this, I have so many bottles of whiskey from very nice super fans who give them as gifts.
Mm-hmm.
We screwed that one up from the beginning. I should have been like, you know what I like, Randy? Gold. I like gold. And maybe we'd have a few gold bars lying around. But outside of that, my words hold no dominion over me, nor should they hold any dominion over you. Me speaking that into being is not even a thing. Shut up, Howie Long. You can't do it. It doesn't work that way. That's all I'm going to say.
Shut up, Howie Long?
Oh, yeah. He's brought that up the other day. Anyway, so about last night.
Yeah.
And on the other end of that, though, Randy, you went on this big old pity party parade last night on the,
was
on
no
the
pity
text
party.
messages.
It's
It's not the truth. That's not the way it's. Go ahead and tell the world your take on this whole horrible showing by the Arizona Cardinals last night.
Let's see here. First of all, my honest appraisal, the Cardinals looked absolutely flat. Their defense was flat. Kyler Murray was not in rhythm, not in sync. DeAndre Hopkins drops a pass. He never drops a pass. The only saving grace for the Arizona Cardinals last night was James Conner. The offensive line was not blocking. The defense couldn't stop the run, and they were ill prepared to take on the Rams. Congratulations to the sheep herd and to what's his name, Ryan. What's his name over
Seacrest.
there? Seacrest, the head coach.
Skinny Jeans, part one.
They came out. They were breathing fire. They were ready. They were motivated, and they ended up beating the Arizona Cardinals soundly in our own stadium. So congratulations.
That is not what
to
you
the Rams.
texted me. Here's what he texted me.
Now I've got it up here.
Here's what he sent me. Go ahead. Let's have the exchange. You start with what you sent me at 8:25 p.m. Go ahead.
I said, well, I knew that would happen. Arizona teams just aren't.
No. Do it in order. Do it in order.
I think that's what it was.
It's right there. He says, I knew this was going to happen. And my response was, wife is yelling at me every few minutes.
Okay. You're way up there.
And then Randy says, told you. And then he goes, well, great season, guys. This is where the meltdown happens. Yep. Good season. And I was like, nah, come on now.
When it happened last year.
And right when he was saying that, then Arizona started to make a comeback.
There was no comeback.
And I said, stop.
The game was over.
No matter what, it's one game. And then the next was the best part.
It's the beginning of the end. Yep.
Seen it too many times.
Beginning of the end.
Randy.
And then I said, seen it too many times. And then Jeffrey says, are you going to blame me too? I said, nope, just Arizona's fates.
Now, I don't believe in that. Listen, everyone is allowed to have a bad game. And the Arizona Cardinals, they kind of had a bad game last night. They came out weird.
They garbage can game.
Some sort of weird hiccup about performing at home. And they got to figure that out because it's sort of nuts. But the defense, first off, your offensive line was not ready for the first play. Second, your defense didn't step up as much as they needed to and could have against the Rams. And
well, can we stop right there? Can I put an asterisk on something here? I saw many calls made against the Arizona defense, like the one in the first quarter. That personal foul call on Isaiah Simmons, complete and total bull poop, and I think this whole thing it was leading up to now. Keep in mind, now just hear me out. This is my theory.
Oh no, come on.
The NFL does not like Arizona. Neither does ESPN. ESPN spent 45 minutes on SportsCenter breaking down the game from last night. The last time that the Cardinals played, they spent 30 seconds on the game.
Listen, I don't know why, and I don't care. Stop watching that horrible network. Watch CBS. Watch some other thing, whatever you need to do. Don't watch the ESPN. I mean, it's always going to drive you crazy. What their hang-up is, well, this is the hang-up. They're looking for any and every excuse they can give you to not claim that the Cardinals are a legitimate team right now. And they're
Yes, I
already
would
jumping
agree with
on
that.
board, throwing
Oh
them
my
out of
God.
their lists and whatever.
Yeah.
Fine. Just who cares? Who cares? Listen, they did the same thing to the Suns, and then suddenly the Suns were in the finals. They did the same thing to the Cardinals last time, and suddenly they were in a Super Bowl. So it doesn't matter what they do. It only matters what you do. And, you've got to just keep your head down, do your work. And I know that the Arizona Cardinals will bounce back. It's not like this is going to be. And I'm a little bit upset about this because my team is one of the ones down the road that you're going to take this out on. I didn't need that in my life.
Here's the way. This is the way I see it. Finishing it out the way it's going right now. We face the Lions this Sunday in Detroit. All right, that's a win. Then we come home on Christmas Day. We face your Colts. We are 500 at home this season. Colts beat us because they have a running game. They're going to run all over us. Now, mark this down, ladies and gentlemen.
Going that way.
If you can, mark this down while you're driving. Take mental notes or something. And then the next game that we play is against the Cowgirls. I believe that's at home as well. Is that correct? Am I correct?
You are not destined to lose every home game, Randy.
And then we play the Cowgirls, and that might be a win for us, maybe. However, the Cowgirls have say it after me, running game. Then we finish the season at home against the Sea Chickens. So I say that we go 2-2 in the remaining 4 games.
Nah. And also, guess who else doesn't have a running game? The Rams. The Rams don't have a running game. So that's not what killed you last night.
They have now Sony Michel. He was the running game last night. I was thinking the Rams did not. They have figured out a way to get a running game going, and they used it to. And they also moved Matthew Stafford out of the pocket.
How many yards does Sony Michel have?
Well, it doesn't matter. He was effective.
He was not. It was not so effective. Listen, your defense is fine against the run. Your defense should know better. And here's the thing: your defense should have had a turnover if somebody in your defense was smart enough to know, hey, there's a ball moving, go get it. And even Stafford looked over, and was like, oh crap, that's a fumble, and he ran like hell to go get it. Everybody's like, what's he doing? Why is he going crazy? It was an incomplete pass. Nope, that was a fumble. And if anybody been paying attention, even on the sideline saying, get the ball, you guys would have had a turnover.
Well, that's what I mean. The Cardinals, and I'm not making any excuses. The Rams played a damn good game. The Cardinals were flat.
So the Cardinals played down and the Rams played up. That's what it was. You guys had a bad game. They had probably one of their better games they've seen this season. And neither will continue that way. I don't care. I'm a Colts fan. I got my own weirdness going on in the AFC. But for you guys to sit there and say, this is the end. Yeah, it's a bit
2-2 in the Final Four. 2-2.
No, I can't even agree with you on that. But mark it down, Keon. Let's see if he's right. The Cardinals will go 2-2 the rest of the way. I'm sorry. I don't see that. Now you do have some issues here. We're going to get to this a little bit later, but the NFL just got filthy with the COVID. About 60 plus cases of COVID have been reported over the last couple of days. And today we found out that Odell Beckham Jr. has got the COVID.
How fun.
Yeah, because now anybody was tackling him or that long extended conversation he had with DeAndre Hopkins after the game. Then okay, that's perfect. Great. Thanks, guys. And now we also find out that DeAndre Hopkins and James Conner had MRIs. Hopkins for a leg thing. I think it's when that guy bounced on him. And then Conner, I guess he tweaked his ankle a little bit. So those guys are getting checked out too. So a lot is going on with that today. But as far as last night goes, it's not, I don't think it's something where you need to start ringing alarm bells, Randy.
Well, I am not. Maybe for me, I am. But there's plenty of Cardinal fans. They have their own take. This is just my take, and I just happen to have the microphone. And you asked me my opinion. I gave you my opinion.
All right. Well, Keon, he's objective and he doesn't really have a team to watch. So he's probably paid attention to this one too.
I do have a team to watch. They are also currently in the playoff race.
Oh, so come on. Stop lying to yourself. Let's just focus on the real teams.
They were there a year ago. They'll be back. Don't worry about it.
Well, that's adorable. So let's focus on what happened last night. All right. And with the Arizona Cardinals, who is right on this? Am I right or is he right? Yeah. Am I right or is Randy right? Randy thinks this is it. The wheels are coming off. It was inevitable. we're going to go 2-2 the rest of the way. Or am I right when I say, no, there's no way it's as bad as you think? It's not as bad. I mean, even last night, Cardinals, once they kind of shook off what happened in that first quarter, they were formidable. So I don't think it's as bad as Randy thinks. What do you think, Keon?
I agree with you. I think it's a bad game. They're not even a bad game. Like, they got off to a bad start, and that kind of doomed them early. But it's not like we saw a team like in the Panthers game that we didn't even recognize. That game to me was just stunning. And I know Colt McCoy was the quarterback that day, but that whole team was just disjointed from the word go. We didn't see that in this particular game, and it is the third loss of the season in week 14. Most teams would kill to have that.
Hey, I'm not saying this is not a great record. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying we're 3-3 at home, 7-0 on the road. You do the math. We're 2-2 in the last 4.
Yeah, I just the 3-3 though. Like last night, like legitimately, that was a loss where I just don't feel like the Cardinals were in the game at all. But when they lost to the Packers earlier in the year, AJ Green turns his head around. We're having a different conversation about the Cardinals at home. If Kyler Murray plays in that Panthers game, maybe we're having a different conversation about the Cardinals at home. So I don't want to be all doom and gloom about the Cardinals playing at home like this is some problem they can't solve.
It ain't perfect. It ain't perfect, but you're 10-3, like the Buccaneers are 10-3, like the like Packers are 10-3. So I wouldn't be so hard on yourself, Randy. I mean, I say yourself. I mean the Cardinals. It's been a long season to get here. So
I am a long-suffering Arizona sports fan.
I get it.
I have seen every team that I cherish as my teams do this. So just let me sit here for a while and we'll see what happens, how it plays out. My take is this right here was a pivotal game for the Arizona Cardinals, and it's going to hurt. It's going to sting.
You know what it is?
And I don't want to sting anymore.
Let me tell you what it is, Randy. You know how you're driving down the road and suddenly you get one of these right on the windshield, and you're thinking, oh, my God. Now, Randy, you're thinking, oh, there's going to be a huge crack. By the time I get there, it'll be right across the driver's side. I'm probably going to get a ticket. And I'm saying, no, it's just a little click. It's just a little bump. Even if it is a chip, it's a little chip. It'll be fine. It ain't no big deal. I'm pretty sure your windshield is going to get through the trip intact. I don't think it's the beginning of the end, Randy.
I will buy you a nice lunch. I will buy you and Keon a nice lunch if they do anything better than 2-2 in the final 4 games.
So here are the final 4 games. Next week at Detroit.
When?
1 p.m. Or
no, Keon, win. W-I-N.
Oh, win. I thought you were asking when. I was like, when in the day? I already said it was Sunday. Okay, so
I know there's people on this station with a problem with inflection, but not every sentence I do is going to sound like one. Okay, so win.
That was my bad. All right,
it's a win, not it's a win.
Well, you didn't say it's a. You just said win. So anyway, Colts. That is a home game.
Probably a win.
Loss.
Then they play Dallas at Dallas. That is a road game.
I don't know.
And then
Dallas's
they play
defense. Did you see that this weekend? Go ahead.
I did. I witnessed it firsthand. Your quarterback's better than Taylor Heineke. And the last game of the season is the Seattle Seahawks at home. And they're terrible. So I think 3-1
win on that one. What time is it? No, I'm kidding. I'm screwing with it. They all 4 are extremely winnable. And I'll be honest with you. The only one that I think you might have any issue with is going to be the Colts, because the Colts have a pretty damn good defense.
And that running game.
But I just feel like your defense can still handle them. I hate to say that. I want my Colts to win. Don't get me wrong. And I'm starting to get a little tinglies because it's like, ooh, we're in the hunt here. We're not in the hunt. We're in the number 6 slot. Now that could change immediately. But so I'm not like I'm not popping bottles or nothing. But I start to think, wouldn't that be nice if we did get a win right there? You know what I mean? Christmas present for Jeffrey, that sort of thing. But in reality, you're more than capable of taking out every single one of the teams you have left to play.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. I am not disagreeing with you at all. My opinion is 2-2 in the final 4 games.
All right. We shall see, and you shall pay for lunch. Let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen. Beautiful day in the Valley. Did you guys happen to notice Odell Beckham Jr. last night as game was winding down? He caught a pass and ran backwards. Yes, backwards, out of bounds. In other words, not gaining any yardage, but losing yardage. That way the clock doesn't stop. It was actually a brilliant move on his part. It's a rule I did not know. Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't know that one either, but he did. Nobody ever said he was an idiot. He's just kind of a toxic douchebag. There's a difference between idiot and toxic douchebag.
Yeah, which is crazy because you would not think of, say, Chase Claypool as a toxic douchebag, and yet Chase Claypool's clock awareness is bad. And OBJ is a guy that we do kind of consider to be at least some kind of a knucklehead, and the fact that he had that much clock awareness is pretty cool.
Starting to think maybe there's something wrong with the way Mike Tomlin coaches, or, he has these players that start out pretty good and then they become maybe it's not Tomlin. Maybe it's the guy he has as a wide receiver coach or something. I don't know. But all these divas and weirdos seem to come from the Mike Tomlin camp. I love Mike Tomlin, but you start to wonder, don't you?
Odell didn't come from
but Chase Claypool did.
Chase Claypool and, of course, Antonio Brown.
Right. And, Juju got a little bit weird there for a minute with the TikTok and the dancing. Fubar 1000 says, hi, Blender Bros. Hello, Fubar.
Hey, Fubar.
Navy Brad says, happy Tuesday, men. And the fourth dimension. Well, here's the thing. Navy Brad gave Arizona Sports Angels 4 sets of golf clubs. And until what I was going to say on air, Brad, is public, I wasn't going to say anything yet. It wasn't time, but we have found a home for all of those golf clubs. Remember he said, like, a lot of people donated golf clubs. The Berg did, and a bunch of other people. And what we found out was, and we won't say the name of the school district, they just want you to hand them everything and we'll take it from here. And we're like, yeah, we don't trust people because this is some nice stuff, which we don't want in some teacher's trunk of their car. You know what I mean? We want this to go directly in the hands of a student. But we have found a school in need, the entire team in need. So we're going to take care of it that way. But Navy Brad, the reason I haven't mentioned on air yet is we don't like to do that until after it's done. So I'll let you know. Screaming Eagle says, happy Tuesday, Blender. All ya. If you look at the remaining strength schedule, Colts have 2 difficult games, Cardinals and Patriots, and 2 easy ones, Jaguars and Raiders. While Tennessee has 2 hard ones, 49ers and Steelers, and 2 easy ones, Texans and Dolphins. There is a chance, Jeffrey, the Colts could win the AFC South. No, there's not. Why are you doing that?
Now, see, let me tell you about Jeffrey.
Why would you do that?
Jeffrey's the kind of guy that'll hear a little tick on that windshield, and oh, dear God, it's going to go across the windshield.
No,
I would hear it, and I go, see, now this is just a little thing. It can be filled in with some resin, and you'll be fine.
No, here's what it is. I hear that tick, and I'm just like, son of a bitch, probably not. Oh, we'll see what happens. I don't want it to be a big thing, but it's probably going to.
See?
All right. Take a break. We come back. Got a lot of people on the text line with a lot to say about last night's Cardinals loss. We've got all that COVID stuff to talk about. Probably a bunch of injury report, too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
NBA tonight, Phoenix by 2.5 at Portland. The Blazers have lost 8 in a row. Brooklyn by 8.5 at home against Toronto. Golden State, 3.5-point favorites at New York. The Knicks have lost 3 straight. Looking ahead at the college football playoff, number 1 Alabama remains a 13.5-point favorite against Cincinnati. Number 2 Michigan, a 7.5-point underdog against Georgia. NFL Monday night, the Rams with the upset over the Cardinals, 30-23 the final. LA pays plus 160 on the money line. The over was 53. Looking ahead to this Thursday night, the Chiefs visit the Chargers. Kansas City with wins in 6 straight. The Chargers have won 2 in a row. Kansas City favored by 4. The over under 51. Get the latest lines and more at vsin.com.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun, too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
Hey neighbors, when your claims get hard to file, State Farm's how to switch it up style. Great rates save you cash, so if you come join us, you'll get your coins up. Oh, now you know you can save that dough, and you're covered on your ride and your home. For great service on the low, then call up State Farm. It's time to switch it up.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
The field is called a gridiron. The ball is called a pigskin. The quarterback is called a field general.
Y'all know what time it is?
And the kicker?
Well, they just call him a kicker.
Come on, dude! Hey, this is football. The NFL plays here. Catch all the primetime games, playoff, and Super Bowl 56
On your home for the NFL.
Let's go now. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Coming up on Thursday, we got Chiefs at Chargers at 6 p.m. And, of course, on Saturday, we've got all the Saturday games, except for they're not on The Fanatic. They're on Money Radio. But we got Raiders and Browns. We got Patriots at Colts. That's on Money Radio 1510, Saturday at 2 p.m. and then again at 6 p.m. Sunday, we got Saints at Buccaneers for your evening game. So there you go. 888-368-1580. We have a shload of texts on the text line. Let's get that going, and we'll talk more about last night's game and this. Well, I don't understand what the problem is with the NFL, to be honest, because COVID is over. Ask everyone in Arizona. It's over. So that's actually kind of rude on them to bring up something like that. COVID was over. I don't know why they got to bring it back up. Just a Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Randy, every team in any sport at any level has duds. Cardinals go at least 3-1 to finish the season. So please don't let us find you hanging by your neck in a closet or something. Please and thank you.
No, this is not life. This is just football.
Yeah, he's got a safe word. So in the autoerotic asphyxiation thing, is that he has a release thing for that.
What do you? Wait, what?
What? I'm just assuming.
What?
Nothing. Hefty Lefty says, Jeffrey, were you on the couch last night, or did your wife take the high road and use some eye drops in your drink this morning? Well, it's interesting because I was already upstairs, and I could hear on the stairs, your fault. This is all your fault. You jinxed my team. She run back downstairs. I could hear her coming every time.
Yeah.
And there was no escaping it. Robert from Surprise says, do the Cardinals have a bye week jinx or something? Nah.
Well, this is not a bye week. They didn't just come off the bye week. That was last week.
He says they looked to me like Kyler was scared to stay in the pocket. First sign of trouble, and he was out looking downfield. Well, some of that is also by his design, though. He likes that.
Part of it's a little bit of design, and part of it is that the offensive line did not play well yesterday. And he was kind of running for his life. I mean, the first sign of trouble, the reason why you don't want a quarterback to leave at the first sign of trouble is that it's usually not as bad as it feels. Last night, it was as bad as it felt. He had to go. He had to go.
All of a sudden, the Rams' money on their defensive line started to make a little sense. That's what the kind of play everyone had been expecting from them when you got Aaron Donald, Von Miller, that other guy. What's the other guy's name? I always forget his name.
Bill Hemmingsworth.
Sure. So all that together, and it finally started to click for them. So it's a shame it had to happen last night.
He was also Van McCoy. He's another high dollar player.
Senior Wake and Bake says, Randy, I heard Murray lost his helmet before the game. So the equipment manager, okay, I'm not reading the, nope. 602 Pats fan says, well, the Rams looked like they should with all that talent on the roster. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said. I didn't mean to steal your thunder on that one. Mr. Wilbur says, oh my goodness, cats and dogs living together. Sky is falling. Titanic's rising up out of the ocean. Everybody stop. Cardinals are 10-3. We still have 4 games to grow up and find ourselves. SOL says, Randy, you need to define nice lunch.
I need to define nice lunch.
Yeah, what is a nice lunch in your opinion?
Listen, I'm not a cheapskate. I'll take these guys to a nice lunch.
I know. I'm just kind of curious. Now he's brought it up. I'm curious.
I mean, if I somehow offended the fourth dimension when I say nice lunch, now I need to explain what it is.
He's offended. It's just,
I think they're just curious system.
It has piqued my curiosity.
I'll ask these guys where they'd like to go. I mean, we've got around the radio station. There are quite a few places that are decent. Not Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, but a nice lunch, not the typical Barro's Pizza or Taco Bell. I'll take him to what is that one place right around the corner there that KDO's or whatever it is.
K. O'Donnell's.
Yeah, Katie O'Donnell's. There you go. I'll take him over there.
I don't want to speak for Keon, but I'm happy with Barro's. I that's nice enough to me.
But I said a nice lunch, and I mean a nice lunch.
Listen, another thing, SOL, it doesn't. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't have to be like Ruth Chris Steakhouse. He's not trying to have sex with us. He's just trying. Or are you? Well, wait, are you?
Well, I was trying to keep that in mind.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Barro's. I think we're just gonna go to Barro's.
It's a good pizza over there. It's fine.
Lacrosse guy says, I hope I'm wrong, but actually I agree with Randall. 2-2. You're not helping, Lacrosse guy.
Thank you.
Boogie says Cardinals will go 3-1 in the remaining 4 games. The only loss is going to come next in Detroit because of COVID. But the winning the last 3 games, that'll give them a bye week, and they'll be able to make it to the NFC Championship. Well, that is a huge concern seeing the footage, and I'm not just saying this, of Odell Beckham Jr. chatting up DeAndre Hopkins after the game, and then just hours later finding out that Odell has the COVID.
And they were a foot apart. Like, that's the part.
They were pretty close talking.
Yeah. Because they're good friends. But, if it turns out he has COVID, who else was he talking to? Because, of course, DeAndre Hopkins isn't the only guy Odell is friends with. He's a pretty outgoing guy.
Yeah, I can see it now. Most of our receiving core will be on the COVID protocol as we go in and face Detroit this Sunday.
Well, your defense, also the ones that were tackling him and, covering him, that sort of thing. Anything's possible.
Not too worried about that. Have you seen the offense for the Detroit Lions?
Well, here's the thing. A lot of your guys are vaccinated, so that doesn't mean, that's it. Everybody's got the COVID. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Let's see. Big George says, thanks a lot, Jeffrey, for jinxing the Cardinals. Hope your wife is giving you the silent treatment today. Well, George, you're newly married, but someday you'll find out the silent treatment, it's not really a punishment.
Wow. And she just heard that. So 2 days in a row.
No. She's not doing that to me. She came back later and said, just kidding. And then continued to say it for hours later. Let's see. Jeffrey, it's a lock.
that the Indianapolis Colts are making the playoffs. That doesn't hurt me because I don't buy it anyway. Yeah, it's a lock. Yeah. Thundar, the Santa Barbarian, says, happy Tuesday, guys. Don't worry, Jeffrey. Your Colts are doomed. Just hope Jonathan Taylor plays lights out the rest of the way. Yeah. Oh, I see. Because you have him in your fantasy football team? All right. Fair enough. Papa Mike says a lot. Hold on. Let me get caught up here. He says, Jeffrey, you had to use the windshield analogy. 30 minutes ago, my windshield got replaced. A small chip spread from one end to the other. Now I'm worried for the Cardinals. Thanks a lot, man. And he shows me a picture of it, too. Again, my words hold no dominion over anything. So don't even think I have that kind of power. Keon said, I'm sorry, Big Stanky says, hey guys, listen to you on my way to Tennessee. I'm in Amarillo. Oh, there's a steakhouse there where you can eat, if you can eat a 74-ounce steak, you get it for free. You got to try, buddy.
Well, you got to eat the steak, the potato, the salad, the side fixing. Yeah, whatever it is. And you got to have the tea.
Yeah, come ready to win.
You eat all that stuff, you get it for free, and you get some lousy T-shirt or something.
Yeah, I don't care about the T-shirt. I just want the steak anyway. She says, unfortunately, I didn't make Amarillo by morning. I stayed in Albuquerque last night to watch the game. Tough loss, and Jeffrey, my Titans are winning the division, but I don't want to see your Colts in the playoffs. I'll tell you that much. Who else would you see? Who else in our division would you end up seeing? He says, and Keon, as soon as I get to Oklahoma and see Zaxby's, stopping in.
Do it for me. Have a Zaxby's. Have a chicken sandwich meal for me.
Chicken sandwich meal.
It's the best thing that they serve there.
All right.
Let's see. 6679 says 95% of NFL players are vaccinated. I'm no scientist or anything, but something seems weird. Well, here's what you have. You have the breakthrough cases, which are going to happen statistically. Then you have maybe an investigation that needs to happen on who faked their vaccination cards, like Antonio Brown and these other guys. With all these positive cases coming up, kind of thinking it's time to take a second look at all these vax cards because, it's starting to exceed the normal public numbers, if you know what I'm saying. So something is up in the NFL when it comes to that 6679. And by the way, 6679, you never did come back and give yourself a texter nickname. He's not a new texter. He texted in the past. So let me know what you want your texter name to be. Might call him Let's Go Brandon because that was the first thing he texted in. Shooter McGavin says, was the Cardinals' defensive strategy let Cooper Kupp tire himself out by catching all those balls? Was that part of the idea there?
Well, I just thought they were worried about the run, which I don't know why they were overplaying the run that much, considering that the Rams don't have a running game, and they ran the ball okay last night, but it wasn't like you were going up against the Jonathan Taylor or anything. I didn't see any reason to play the run that heavy, and it kind of left them susceptible in the secondary.
Blissful Hayes says, I missed the game last night. How many points did the Cardinals win by? Shut up. He says, is it true Kingsbury's buying Baby Yoda some lifts for... Okay, come on, Blissful Hayes. We're not doing those. Let's see. Jiggy with the frowny face says, hedge your bets, guys. The guy who didn't hedge, the $30,000 man, he could have got $33,000, but instead he went for the $100,000. Remember him? Remember when I said, I think they're going to win, but I'm pretty sure I would take the $33,000. Yeah. He lost everything.
You'd be $33,000 richer, and me and Randy would we'd have nothing.
Yep. Oh, and it turns out Jiggy also lost on that last night. He says, all I had to do was bet $100 for this, and he lost out on that. Sorry, buddy. Just a tip says, Randy, taking a page out of Keon's How to Flash Anger book, I guess. Mr. Pink Eye says, don't let him, Randy. Jeffrey's trying to jinx the Cardinals so the Colts can win. Nope, I'm really not.
I don't believe in the jinx stuff.
I don't think. I'll tell you what. I thought it was a lock that the Cardinals would win last night. I don't think it's a lock that the Cardinals beat the Colts. I really don't, because if all this home game stuff is a real deal, and my team has credibility in the defense, it's not a lock. I don't think
I don't think my team is going to win, but it's definitely not a lock. I couldn't say that.
The game against the Colts and the game against Dallas. Dallas's defense. Did you see them this week?
Yeah, but I'm not really feeling Dallas's offense yet. Dak has never really overcome, I think, his wonkiness on this season. This is just not his season. You know what I mean?
It started that way. Like the first 6 weeks, Dak was an MVP candidate. He was on that short list of guys that you could put in that conversation. And then something happened. He did hurt his ankle again, but it was like a sprain or something. But I don't know why it is that he seems so funky and out of sorts. And there was an article out there about how he said he thinks he's been going through his reads way too fast, which is not, anything you want to hear. There's something off with Dak and the timing with those receivers and his offense. And I don't know exactly what it is.
Don't know, man. Don't know. Randy?
Well, I mean, Dallas has got a wonderful set of receivers. They have a wonderful set of running backs that they can choose to use.
Oh, I know what it is. It's Mike McCarthy.
Why
did it take us so long?
You just want to forget he exists.
They have I think a good defense, and above good. I think they're a pretty damn good defense, and I think that keeps them in a lot of games. But I don't just throw the damn ball to Amari Cooper or CeeDee Lamb and run it, and keep the defense solid, and you'll win. I don't understand what they're trying to do.
Prison Wallet says, first of all, people who think you can drink something are annoying. What? Secondly, I did not know the helmet from Kyler Murray bobblehead was actual size. Oh, see, now he snuck that one in on me. I'm sorry. So I'm trying to avoid those. Robert from Surprise says, Randy, just remember, it could be worse. You could be a Raiders fan. And by the way, he says, did anyone go 14-0 in the Gridiron Pick'em pool? Nope, nobody did. We had actually Moise. Oh, I'm spoiling it. That's he won it with 13. He killed it. Him and somebody named Sarah both had 13. I'll announce the rest of the awards here in a little bit. But yeah, there was a bunch of people who had 12. There was a bunch of people who who did very well last night, and a lot of people who went down in flames. Randy's chuckle says the NFL needs to stop the meet and greet after the games. Should call it the Rogers rule. Tron Slater says Cards by far superseded expectations this year, but losing. Well, let's look at the losses. Loss of the Packers and the Rams. I don't see the Cards beating 3 good teams in 3 consecutive weekends to go to the Super Bowl. It's just about who you beat next week. I don't know if it's about consecutive wins. And by the way, what was before last night? There were 10-2, so they won a lot of games in a row. But you're saying there weren't 3 good teams in a row? I bet we could go back and look at that and prove that one wrong.
Even these losses weren't in a row, though. So
I believe that the Cardinals, if they got there into the playoffs and they got into that situation and they played the kind of football they've been playing this season, set aside from last night and the Carolina game and the Green Bay game, I think this team is more than capable of running the board and ending up with a possible berth in the Super Bowl. But again, it's how do they finish off this season? That's what I want to know.
Now is when we're going to find out what the Cardinals are made of. Let's take a break. We'll be back. More of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for zero down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
There's no doubt that Harmon Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun, too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Download our podcast at 1580thefanatic.com.
Don't be that guy.
Arizona's new exclusive home for live NFL games and Super Bowl 55. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Today, the Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And yes, licking their wounds after losing to ASU. GCU is back in action on Saturday at 5:15 p.m. against San Francisco. Like all of San Francisco? I mean, what school is this?
No, I think it's a college.
Because that's not fair.
Or maybe it's San Francisco University or whatever it is, but that's who they're playing.
If it's all of San Francisco, they're going to be able to sub in people over and over and over again. And it just doesn't seem like that's a good way of doing things. I think they only got like 10 guys, right? Or 11 guys. And then, San Francisco's got millions. That don't seem right.
Yeah, it's because it's not.
It might be. It just says on my sheet here, San Francisco. So I don't know what the school is, but it just says GCU is hosting San Francisco. Is this away or home, Keon? Which one is it?
It is a home game for the Lopes.
Okay, that's what I thought. So they're hosting all of San Francisco. So about a couple million people will be here. What is this like a community college?
No, it's not a community college, but it is a small college. I'm trying to get that was not me.
All right, I'll go back to the text line while you sort that out. Tron Slater says, I was talking about playoffs and winning 3 in a row against playoff teams.
Playoffs?
Were the games any harder? Example, you face the Rams, maybe Tampa Bay, then Green Bay. Yeah, but who does that in any? I see what you're saying, but who does that in any regular season schedule? You're talking about the playoffs. All you can say is, guess we'll see. Big Stanky says, will do, Keon, and I've been wanting to try that steak too. Whatever it is you told him to do after Zaxby's. What did you tell him?
I told him when he went to Zaxby's to get the chicken sandwich meal.
Oh, the chicken sandwich meal.
Yeah.
So the chicken sandwich meal, is that chicken sandwich kicking?
Very.
What does that even mean?
Just means it's spicy.
Huh. Why do they say the spicy chicken sandwich meal?
Because I don't know. Because they got this awesome buffalo sauce that they use on the chicken, and it's delicious, and it kicks.
Yeah.
That's
hold on a second, Ken. Hey, Randy.
Yeah.
When we go on our cross country reign of terror someday, let's just skip Zaxby's because I'm already annoyed with that place.
Okay.
Very annoying.
It's a fast food joint. They'll be okay.
Hey! I'm talking to Randy. Steve, mind your own business. Let's see. Kiss the Cook says fruit cup. You call that new texter fruit cup. I don't know the connection on that, but we always let people name themselves at first.
Fruit cup.
Yeah. Kiss the Cook also says Cardinals game really suffered last night. I'm going to stop you right there, buddy. Good Cat says, let's see if this works. Since Jeffrey jinxed the Cardinals yesterday, I didn't, by saying their win was a lock and they lost, I teasingly said that to my wife. I did not say that as a definitive fact on air, but okay. So now he says, then it's a lock that tonight, Jeffrey will not poop his pants.
What?
He's basically saying, Jeffrey's not going to poop his pants tonight. It's a lock. Then now he wants to see if that means I'm going to poop myself. I have had some intestinal trouble lately.
Why would they do that to you?
I don't know. I'm not worried about it because, again, as much as even then I've joked about people like, I hope that dude gets ass cancer and dies. People are like, oh, don't even say that. Why? It's like, if I actually said it, if I had that kind of power, do you realize how many people in traffic would suddenly have ass cancer? Now you come to think of it, though, there are a lot of people with it out there. Maybe I am the reason.
Words have power, and you're just using it willy nilly. You're being incredibly frivolous with how it is that you're wishing ass cancer.
No. I really do wish ass cancer on those people. I do when I say that. But me saying it's a lock didn't suddenly make the Cardinals play bad. It wasn't like they're out there and they're like, what the hell's going on? I don't know. What did Jeffrey O'Brien say? No, it's not the way the world works.
Like in Space Jam, when all those basketball players suddenly lose their ability to play basketball, they just can't figure out what happened. It just out of the sky.
Yeah.
All gone.
It ain't me, people. I'm telling you that right now. Thunder Snow says Rams just put 9 players on the COVID list. Yes, we've already discussed that. The most notable was OBJ, also because he was close contact chatting up DeAndre Hopkins. King Kitten says it's the University of San Francisco's Dons. That's the name of they're the Dons. And Bill Russell attended and played college there, by the way. All right. Okay. Well, that makes more sense. The San Francisco Dons.
They
DONS.
They come in like, why do you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding with such bad news?
Or they walk up and say, we'll cut Grease out of the way. It's not that kind of Don. It's D-O-N.
D-O-N.
Yeah. Blissful Hayes says the COVID tests, like the NFL fan pick'em contest, are rigged. Oh, shut up. There's nothing rigged about the NFL fan pick'em contest. Says too many false positives. Why does anyone question the COVID tests? Everybody questions the testing. And, that is a hell of a thing. You're $1 billion organization. And now like Higbee didn't have COVID. Higbee could have played. They found out it was a false positive. But, in any situation like that, false positives are going to happen. But yeah, you're kind of wondering, a lot of money there. What's going on with that? 888-368-1580. And by the way, I'm going to do the awards right now. What I think was hilarious, because there's Blissful Hayes claiming the pick'em contest it's not time, Randy.
You said you were doing the awards.
I'll let you know when I'm ready to say who's won.
Oh, okay.
What I was trying to explain is that Blissful Hayes just said it was rigged. Also, the person who said it was rigged on Twitter, Moist one was all like, well, I don't understand. I had the same points and I nailed the tiebreaker. And he's like, it just says I didn't win. Oh, this is stupid. It's rigged. And I went on Twitter. I was like, hey, you dope. You did win. You just when the games are over, that system takes a while to figure itself out. I've had other people like send me an email saying, hey, it says I picked this team, but I didn't. I picked another team. I'm just like, wait for it. Just give it a few hours, because that Gridiron Games is some weird stuff that happens when all the stuff is getting calculated, but at the end, it's always right. And then, so of course, Moist one sheepishly was like,
Okay, thanks. I'd like a Carl Nassib jersey, please. Extra large. Like, okay. Anyway, Senior Wake and Bake says, Randy, your dog wants outside. What's going on? Your dog's making a lot of bark noises.
Well, he is he's a watchdog, and he hears you. If you notice over my shoulder there, his tail was wagging, so he heard you mention him. Cecil likes to be talked about, and he must have heard something outside. So,
Mr. Wilbur says, name that new texter after the old gas station. Phillips 66. Why? Why would I name somebody after a gas station? Wait, what's the connection there? I don't know. Thundar says, Jeffrey, no worries. GCU can still they can steal all they want from San Francisco and they won't get arrested or prosecuted. That sounds like some sort of political statement that I don't understand. Also says, if the chicken is kicking when it's sitting in your stomach, that ain't so bitching, Keon. Well, no, that's why it's a reference to the spiciness and not the literal nature of the kicking chicken to literally be kicking. That would be disturbing. Though I will say Zaxby's logo is the only logo where the chicken and the mascot is sad, which is what should happen because you're about to be eaten. Chicken should not be smiling in any mascot situation where they're about to be food. I don't want happy chicken. Give me the depressed one because that one needs to get eaten. And by the way, Thundar the Santa Barbarian, when you say if the chicken is kicking when it's sitting in your stomach, that ain't so bitching, I do appreciate your alliteration. Thank you. Robert from Surprise says, it looks like that missed Thursday night game hurt me this week. Got to remember to put my picks in. By the way, poop in your pants. Did somebody eat Taco Bell? What's going on? No, I've had some upset stomach lately. It might be stress. I say it was the Browns also put 8 players in the COVID list, including Jarvis Landry. I know. You know why I know that? Because I got him in fantasy football. And you know what else I'm facing? Rosalie Michaels in the playoffs. That was fun while it lasted. Yeah.
At least you made the playoffs. I'm on a bye week.
Awkward. All right, so let's do the awards. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. With 13 correct picks, the moist one has won week 14 in the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest. We go to the leaderboard right now. I surprisingly still have the lead with 145 right. And the overall super fan leader has 141 right. And the distance between Cards Chappie and everyone else is really starting to become apparent. As you look down the list of that top 10, it starts to get further and further away. Cards Chappie has 141. Then it drops to Monday QB. He's got 136. Then it drops again to Raider Royce and flip-flopping Robert from Surprise with 133. Fish Tank's in the mix with 132. I'm not out of the top 10 yet, but there is 10 correct picks between Cards Chappie and Fish Tank. Now, Fish Tank has been doing great. So is Killer Rabbit. Rough Rob is in there. Mars Bars 805. Hefty Lefty. Hefty Lefty is the story of the year in the NFL Fan Pick'em contest. Right now, he had picked all the games at the beginning of the year. He will not change his picks as the weeks go by. He has 131 right now.
Wow.
That's incredible. Wow. He is doing better without touching any of his picks than a lot of people. I mean, seriously, a lot of people. So everybody hang in there, keep making those picks and do the best you can. And even if you are not in the running, you still got a shot at getting a really nice NFL jersey if you win the week. So there you go. I'm just trying really hard not to burp right now. It's sort of working. Of course, if it's in the 3 o'clock hour, I can get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Radio Ron just says, try not to do anything too weird in 4 or 5 o'clock. 3 o'clock, nobody's paying attention. And I was like looking at all these texts on the text line. No, you're right. Yeah. Okay, Daily Blender Leagues. So let's take a look at that. The high score of the week, ironically, goes to Good Cat Loses at 209 points in Blender League 2. In the Premier League, what happened? Raven Kid, 55.25 points, and he's still in the playoffs.
I'm very mad about that.
Well,
Don't be so mad. I think he plays Berg, so that's going to be a short trip to the playoffs. And the highest season point total in all our leagues, the award goes to Fecal Mist with 2,208.45. Congratulations. All right, we got to take this moment, and we got the 1 hour done. And I've seen, hold on, check my contract. Yeah, I got 2 more hours we have to do. So we will do that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun, too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canyer with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Time for some smart saving. Put money aside, not your child's future education.
I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. The sooner you start an AZ 529 education savings plan, the more money you'll have when your little one graduates high school. Invest just $15 a month and you could have thousands of dollars saved for their education needs. Go to az529.gov so when it's time to achieve their dreams, they can.
Now that's smart saving. Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all ththese things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Rollins Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, just talking about last night's Cardinal game, wow, it's transcended into a second hour. We've got plenty of other stuff to talk about.
Can we just move along to something else? All right. Can we just please?
Well, we are. I just got to give everybody their fair share, their fair say on this, the most interactive radio show on the planet. We got to let them have their say, Randy.
I have a feeling it's going to just kind of fall into a bunch of short jokes.
I have saved you from those, have I not?
I have heard you save me and step in, and yes, I appreciate that.
I will continue to do so because, and here's the thing about that. I regret that I am the person who started that. When we first started talking about him as a possibility to be drafted, I was completely confused. I was like, he's 5'8", and you guys, this is not a quarterback that's going to do well in the NFL. And I got to tell you, I was wrong. His height is a detriment still, but he has found ways of getting around that I did not expect he'd be able to do. Keon probably could have set me straight because he watches tons and tons of college football, and he probably saw Kyler Murray coming. I didn't see him being this good. And even as he started to play, it started showing those signs of Kyler Murray-ness. I was just like, he's going to one good sack, and that's the end of that guy. Well, now he's also shown his toughness. He's a brilliant quarterback. He's a mobile quarterback. He's got a hell of an arm. Kyler Murray is the real damn deal. Yeah, he's still short. Guess what? He always will be. But I can't even get on board with them jokes no more. I regret having started that.
Wow.
You guys should lay off too, because you got to have all the respect in the world for Kyler Murray. And just because the Cardinals lost to the Rams, suddenly his name needs to fall out of the MVP conversation. It shouldn't. It will, but it shouldn't. So that said, I still worry that he's going to get flattened out there. But man, he always finds a way. Yeah, sure, he got hurt, but so does everybody else. It's nothing new. So yeah, I was wrong about Kyler Murray. He is short, but everything else, absolutely. Did you know that he was going to be this good, Keon?
I thought he was going to be pretty good. I didn't know he was going to be. I didn't see this coming because it's hard to see this. You know, the guy that can move around the field and figure out ways to extend plays long enough to get people open and to be a threat running and all of that stuff. I think that this was the first game that he hasn't had a touchdown passing or running this entire season. That kind of stuff is rare to find. But he was awesome at Oklahoma. I think if you were watching Oklahoma football, you knew he was something special, but even I didn't think he was going to be this good.
I think, I would have always been concerned about the size. And like I said, I still think it's a detriment, but he's found ways around it. And until yesterday, this was the most winningest team in the NFL this year. And that's not I don't want to say it. That's a pretty big accomplishment. How's that? It's a big deal.
You were trying to avoid a whistle, weren't you?
I did. The natural thing to say is that's no small accomplishment. I realized, I can't say that, but it's a big accomplishment. Tiger Paws says, Jeffrey, be careful what you wish for. The law of karma says you don't wish ill on anything because what you send out to others will come back to you. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. You know why? Because karma never seems to work right against the bad guys, does it? It's always the good guys that end up with the screws put to them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get moments where you go, oh, instant karma. But you know what? Think about the a-holes in your life, Tiger Paws, who desperately needed to be dealt by the icy cold hands of that bitch named karma, and nothing happens to them. Cockroaches seem to survive while the good people go down in flames. So yeah, Tiger Paws, if I wish that dude that cut me off gets ass cancer and dies and maybe crashes into that berm and catches on fire,
wow,
then yeah, it ain't gonna happen because I said it. It's not the way it works. It's not the way the universe works. Big George says, Jeffrey, you said it on air yesterday that it was a lock. The Cardinals would win. Rewind the tape. No, I said that I followed my wife around and I jokingly teased Randy a little bit. I didn't really, I would never say anything's a lock. Yeah, I couldn't even say
last night.
Couldn't even say the Detroit Lions losing is a lock, because look what they did. They won. So there's no locks. There's no such thing. Fish Tank says the Dolphins' entire running back room now has COVID. Shouldn't change the game much because they never had really much of a running game in the first place.
Wow.
Sorry, Fish Tank. Good Cat says, okay, since it wasn't you, more likely a former co-host must have bet the Cards would win. You might have something on that one. Jagdog says, Randy, I stole this from a pregnant girl in our White Elephant Christmas party.
What?
Ooh, I actually had a bottle of that. Centauri whiskey.
Ooh.
That's actually really good stuff.
Mm.
I had a friend bring some back from Japan because I saw that that Bill Murray movie where he's like, for relaxing times, it's Centauri time.
Lost
Bill
in
Murray.
Translation.
Yeah, which is not a really good movie, actually. It's kind of boring. But he says, can I get a crown on the rocks? Well, don't give him a crown on the rocks. He's got Centauri. Pop the bottle, man. What is that, a collector's item? All right, give him a drink. He'll figure it out. Blissel Hay says, is there a quarterback controversy on the Cardinals?
No. Why is this
wrong
even
with you?
You can try and make one up, but
why is this even a situation here? Colt McCoy came in, and guess what? He did his job as a backup quarterback. Kyler Murray is still QB1.
Randy.
Colt McCoy is QB2.
Blissful Hayes is just trying to wind you up again.
Clearly, Colt McCoy has played football for the Browns, Giants, Washington football team. This is his fourth team. If there was starting ability in Colt McCoy, we would have seen it by now.
Doomslug says, don't look now, but the Arizona Wildcats are tearing up the NCAA. You know, well, we figured they would in basketball. That's why we're not looking or talking about them. Go ASU. Boogie says, remember my Kyler Murray PSA. Yep, I was wrong too. Fighting Wampa says, if I was a Cardinals, I'd be more worried about the end of that game because it looked like Kyler Murray came up a little gingerly. Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
He had a little limp in his step there. I blame the Cardinals for this because they continue to use the team physician instead of hiring a PD. God damn it. I didn't see that one coming. Fighting Wampa, you got me. Hamilton Porter says, don't worry, guys. They'll have a get well game against the Lions next week. Do you think that is okay? I'm not going to say anything. Slow-Mo Zoe says, anyone else notice the Rams center was using his left hand? I don't get it. Was that a joke?
I didn't.
Maybe
sound
he likes
like
the
a
stranger.
joke.
So who cares? Maybe he likes the stranger.
Slow-Mo Zoe does say he'd like to see a helmet cam on Murray. I think they should have helmet cams on a lot of these guys. It'd be fascinating. Oh, you know, some researchers have developed a camera that is like a speck. It's the size of a speck. And they're saying this is going to revolutionize the cell phone cameras. And it has a clearer picture than your current cell phone cameras. And it's literally a speck. If they can do that, you're going to start getting those helmet cams because they won't weigh anything. You just tape them to you, boop, little thing right there. And there you go. That's very exciting new technology. So Slow-Mo Zoe, you may get your wish someday. Just the Tip says Kyler Murray is buff as hell. Nowhere near fragile, although he may continue to get problems his left ankle. Problems like his ankle this year. He's only getting smarter with every snap, which should help him to avoid future injuries. He's a wrecking ball on wheels with a laser cannon arm. You are correct, sir. Fed Fan says, on a lighter note, let's cheer for Steph Curry when he sets the 3-point record tonight against the Knicks. Can we just pump the brakes on that? I keep seeing these stories where they're saying, oh, Steph Curry is going to break this record.
Well, he's only got 3 to go. And last time he was at Madison Square Garden against the Knicks, he put in 7. So
what's the record again?
Well, he's going to be the all-time 3-point leader for the NBA.
Oh, okay. I thought it was that one where you get 13 or 16 in a game or something.
No,
this is to be the all-time leader.
Yeah, a few games ago, he needed 16, and he didn't.
okay.
He said anything's possible. I'm not ruling it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that's what the hype was. That he was going to get like 16 in a game. I thought that was some record they were trying to do.
He's just got to put 3 in tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, if it ain't tonight, it'll be the next night, Fed Fan. And
it's just legends.
I would bet tonight.
Legends like to show up at Madison Square Garden. I get the feeling he puts in 3 tonight, at least.
Blissful Hayes says Jeffrey also said the Suns would beat the Bucks in 4 straight games in the NBA Finals. How'd that work out? See, me speaking it in the bean is not a thing. Or is that the same thing as the lock?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what? I'm not supposed to be a fan? I'm not supposed to be confident? I'm not supposed to say Suns in 4?
No, you're not supposed to be a damn warlock.
It was. Yeah, everyone else was saying it too, man.
No, Jeffrey was not the only one saying it because that was around the time I started to have guest appearances on the show. So I know it wasn't just you.
I know. I saw that look in his eyes. It's time to go in for the kill now.
Keon, stop dissing kicking Colt McCoy, says Thunder Snow.
I like Colt McCoy. I'm a Texas fan. I have nothing but good things to say about Colt McCoy. He is a backup quarterback in the NFL. Both of those things are true.
Fed fan says it's only 2 3-point shots that Steph Curry needs to make to
is it only
set
two?
the record.
Okay. All right.
So is that 1 to tie and 2 to break, or is it 2 to tie and a 3rd to break? Senior Wake and Bake says, I got 49 reasons my Niners might still be alive.
Boy. Here we go.
What's he talking about?
Don't you just need one? They're 7-6.
He says that the Niners are going to come back and stun the world. They're going to make their way through. They're going to win the wild card, make their way through the NFC, all the way to the championship game, and go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. That's what he says.
The 49ers are Schrodinger's cat. We don't need to look in the box. They're dead. Fish Tank says, nothing tells you how much the NBA has changed when a guy can set the all-time 3-point record and still be playing another 10 years after that. Don't get me wrong. Steph is an amazing player, but yawn. No. Fish Tank, it's more about, the game has changed, but also the focus has changed. The 3-point shot has become, there's a bunch of guys who are shooting lights out and hitting threes all over the place. And, before it was more of a physical style of play. The NBA goes through its phases, goes through its things. It's kind of like, remember when Odell Beckham Jr., back when he was good, remember when he caught that one-handed pass and everybody made a big damn deal out of it? And then guess what? Every kid in elementary school, junior high and high school started practicing one-hand catches. And I thought that was the dumbest thing. Learn how to catch with 2 hands first, then do some drills with 1 hand, because you got to just catch the damn ball. That's what it is. You don't try to be a rock star before you know how to play guitar. And so now, you see these 3-point shooters out there. Well, people start practicing more on the 3-point shooters, and then you're going to get some new Steph Curry's coming out down the pipe, that sort of thing. It's a change of focus. It's not necessarily a change of what the rules are or overall talent. You follow me?
And also Steph is a guy that took advantage of the rule change, and that's not his fault, and that's not boring. I don't think that that's a yawn that Steph Curry was able to take advantage of his skill set, because he was always a great 3-point shooter, and add that to his ball handling ability to take the kinds of shots other guys can't take. I just don't see that as a yawn, because there's not going to be, even with the rules the way they are now, a billion Steph Currys. There's one of that guy.
Well, yeah, there won't be, there won't be carbon copies, but you're going to see some more prolific 3-point shooters. Steph Curry is a freak of nature. He's a circus freak, and he makes these circus style shots in the warm-ups that you're like, wow, are you sure? If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I was in the Staples Center and I was watching a warm-up and I'm watching him with my own eyeballs. And I'm like, oh, wow, how in the hell? And then I remember back to my own horribleness at basketball. I am not a good basketball player. Now, when I'm in shape, I hustle. I play defense. They called me the Rocket when I played because my passes were coming to you with great velocity. Why? I didn't want nobody stealing it. And, and I was running around that court like a madman. I made up for my lack of ability to shoot a basketball with defense. I was in your face, getting steals, getting rebounds, boxing guys out. I was getting it done. The only thing I couldn't do was get points. I could take out the garbage underneath, but if you needed a 3, don't come near me. Don't ask me. I would occasionally shoot a jump shot just so they'd be afraid I might. And then occasionally it would go in. I was like, because I was like, wow, I didn't expect that to happen either. And so, that was the way I played. I made up for what I could and couldn't do. In practice, I could shoot a bunch of 3s in a row because it wasn't in a game situation. I didn't have guys in my face. I wasn't running around crazy. I had the mechanics to do it, but couldn't do it. So, Steph Curry, he's a circus freak during the game. Anybody can stand there and find a way to shoot 3s hanging out. This guy is special, beyond special. But there's other guys coming.
There are other guys coming because their focus, because of Steph Curry, has become more about that. It's going to be more about the shooting.
He's a pioneer. He's one of the most important basketball players that has ever lived because of what he's done to the 3-point shot.
It's weird to hear you say a guy who looks like he needs a babysitter is a pioneer.
It's true, right? Like it feels odd. He's still in his prime and he's going to play for several more years, but he's changed the game in a way that we're not going to be able to easily go back from.
Fed Fan says it's not a yawn when you see how hard somebody works on their craft. You can't make all these shots without a whole lot of hard practice. And by the way, it's one to tie and another to break Ray Allen's record. Thunder Snow, thank you for that. Hefty Lefty says every good team needs a Mark Madsen. All right. So I guess I'll be the one to Google it.
I think I have to.
No, I got it. I'm already on it. I can copy paste. Let's see. Basketball player. Danish mixed martial artist and wrestler. No, wrong
That's
guy.
the guy. That's the guy right there.
No. No, I got the wrong guy. Here. Mark Ellsworth Madsen is an American basketball coach and former player. Yeah,
Okay.
I got nothing. I
do remember Mark Madsen vaguely. Now that I'm seeing pictures of him, I don't recall anything that he did. Why does every team need Mark Madsen? I now genuinely want to know.
He was on the Lakers for a minute.
Yeah, and he was on the T-Wolves too. I remember him better on the T-Wolves.
He's saying I was Mark Madsen. Mark Madsen was that kind of player that I described. Not a very good shooter, but running around playing hardcore defense.
Why would you not choose Dennis Rodman as your example? The most famous version of that player?
Hey, I ain't piercing nothing, Keon.
You don't
and
have to.
Definitely not sticking in Madonna.
And no one is expecting you to. We're talking about the way he plays basketball.
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot of respect for that, but come on.
That's
man.
all we're talking.
Fish Tank says, again, not trying to take away anything from Steph Curry. I agree. He's a monster. But what I'm saying is Ray Allen is going to get absolutely barrier on that list in due time. What Steph ends with is what is going to be impressive. Yeah, all right. But you have to celebrate the achievement. And then later on, you celebrate the achievement that he leaves behind. And then there you go. There's the new mark. Everybody's got to shoot for.
There are passing quarterbacks that, guys like Fran Tarkenton, who probably in today's game would have way more passing touchdowns than what he had. But he played in an era where they ran the ball.
Well, he played in an era where you could hit the quarterback and not get the flag thrown at you.
That also as well.
The ref would just walk over to Fran Tarkenton and say, "Should have ducked."
Yeah, and all of that stuff counts. But like we talk about a guy that maybe could have done more if he had played in a different era. That's kind of where Ray Allen's going to wind up.
Hefty Lefty says, "Let's be real. Jeffrey probably wasn't Rodman good. Plus, he isn't completely insane or has hepatitis C or anything like that." No, that's true. That's true. I was pretty good, but I wasn't Rodman good. I wasn't even this Madsen guy good. It's all about relativity, guys. I was in a church basketball league.
I was talking about what the kind of guy you need on the team. You need a Rodman type, somebody who doesn't care about scoring, doesn't mind that they can't or won't get those opportunities and will do all the dirty stuff. That's what I meant.
They could hear your dog barking and everything, Randy. Makes me wonder if they hear me farting constantly.
Could be. Yeah. Very likely.
I'm just going to blame it on your dog. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about what happened last night to the Suns. It's like all of Arizona sports suddenly cried out in pain last night. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the low-cost airlines travel hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at low-cost low-cost airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
Hey neighbors, when your claims get hard to file, State Farm's got to switch it up style. Great rates save you cash, so if you come join us, you'll get your coins up. Oh, now you know you can save that dough, and you're covered on your ride and your home. For great service on the low, then call up State Farm. It's time to switch it up.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You feel that? It's finally happening. It's starting to get cooler. Is it time to start wearing sweaters? No. It's time to call Harmon Solar. See, if you install solar now, you get to enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% off your monthly bill. That means with zero down and no payments for 12 months, you can put that AC at whatever temperature you like year-round. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Get into the holiday spirit at Lowe's Winterfest. With holiday festivities and weeks full of savings, like $30 off on a Google Nest Smart Thermostat was $129.99, now $99.99. Or a Craftsman 20-volt Max Drill Kit was $79, now $59. Find it all at Lowe's, in-store or online. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid through 12/26 while supplies last, U.S. only.
Providing you with the latest sports news, commentary, and analysis.
Dale, of course, is hosts the morning show.
Hold on. Pause it. Where's my name?
Yeah, well, the Chiefs name's not there either.
Well, we don't care about the Chief. He's not on the billboard.
Well, obviously, she didn't care about you. This is a thing about me, and Bruce is trying to get it to turn around free.
It's just incredible, man. That I don't even get a scant mention on it.
Jacobs and Helly on Arizona's new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We'll talk about the Suns and some other NBA things. And spoiler alert, a whole bunch of COVID going through the NBA too. All right. But first, it's time for Keon Rose's 4 Downs. That's right. Every Tuesday at this time, Keon will present us with a series of psychological questions meant to evaluate our mental acuity for both Randy and I. He's just hoping for the day where he gets what he needs to throw one or both of us completely off this show, having us institutionalized for our own and others' protection.
Hey, just keep this in mind. Keep this in mind, Keon. I'm never going back. Never. You'll never take me alive.
Go ahead and ask your questions. So far, every week we have passed with flying colors. Bring it.
Okay. I didn't realize that's what I was doing.
We just assumed.
It's a hell of an assumption, but all right. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's like the Manchurian Candidate, and I'm operating, and I don't even know I'm doing it.
Do your worst, Comrade Keon.
So let's go ahead and make it happen. 4 downs. Let's get to first down. A lot of these are going to be Cardinal related questions. I'm very curious on what you guys think about this. Do the Cardinals really want home field advantage? Of
course they do.
Okay.
Of course they do.
There are a lot of fans who are concerned about it.
Okay, here's what you guys have to understand. I would rather take my chances if you got some sort of weird home field jinx than with the elements, with the weather that you might run across if you have to play some of these other teams on their home field in the elements. And every week that goes by, the weather is going to get worse and worse. So of course you figure out your weirdness in practice, figure out the weather with a home field advantage. Randy?
Yeah. Well, although that does sound good, and staying at home, sleeping in your own bed, having your own home cooking, that sort of thing, that might be good. This year, it hasn't proved to be the point maker for teams. The road teams, by the way, the Cardinals are 7-0 on the road. The road teams have had a better record this season, so I don't know if they care if it's going to be a road or home advantage. Although I think they would like to have the home field advantage, I don't think it's a big deal either way for the Cardinals.
I agree with Jeffrey. I think you want the home field advantage. I think that's what you want. Look, you're talking
I'm
about
not going to crazy town. I'm not going to crazy town.
The NFC. We're talking about the Packers. You're going to go up in Green Bay. Do you want to try and spend time tackling AJ Dillon in that cold, or the Tampa Bay? I mean, they have rainy weather all the time. Do you think that the rain, those elements, do you want to deal with that, or any other of the NFC playoff scenarios that could shake out? If you're at home, you're a dome team with a retractable roof. You can get the weather you want.
Hey, Keon, I need you to delete me singing I'm not going to Crazy Town off the podcast, because I fear that actually could send me to Crazy Town.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
I'll see what I can do. But yeah, I just think that you want the elements are going to play a factor in it. The betting lines move based on it. I would think you would want home field advantage. All right, let's go ahead and move on to second down. There are a couple of teams in a tailspin right now, and their coaches have absolutely done this to them. And if you can think of another coach, by the way, feel free to add them in. But I'm focusing right now on Urban Meyer and John Gruden. Which coach has left their team in a more precarious position, in a worse position?
Urban Meyer or John Gruden, Randy?
Well, my first inclination would be to say John Gruden. He left unceremoniously, fired from his job. We all know the story. We don't need to beat a dead horse. But listen, the bottom line is this guy the team did not anticipate him leaving, especially in the middle of the season. So I think it would be John Gruden. Jeffco?
Okay, I disagree. I think it's Urban Meyer. Why? John Gruden, that cancer was removed. And yeah, they've won a few games. They've lost some games. It wasn't great for the Raiders, but it wasn't like a death nail for the Raiders. Take a look at the Jaguars. Urban Meyer, week in, week out, looking to be the biggest problem that team has, and they still have it. So I think that Urban Meyer existing there has put that team in a worse position. Morale continues to plummet. The play of what is this?
Trevor Lawrence.
Tracy Lawrence
going down as we speak. Last week, his worst week, the worst week of any rookie quarterback this year, and he was the heir apparent. Heir apparent. All right, thank you very much. Oh damn, they're going to send me to Crazy Town, aren't they? So yeah, Urban Meyer's continued existence puts that team in a worse position, in my opinion.
I will go with Urban Meyer too. I just think that the way he has handled things, because John Gruden, all of the stuff and he said and all of the things that got him ousted were directed at other people. And I do think that the team can always, rally behind each other. Because like Jeffrey said, John Gruden's gone. Urban Meyer is actively there trying to figure out who is leaking all of this information about what a terrible coach he is. I don't think that goes well in a locker room. Let's get to third down, because we're going to go back to the Cardinals here. They have a number of weaknesses in the three losses that they have. Kind of opened up a little bit, kind of exposed a little bit. What weakness do they have? And by the way, every team in the National Football League this year has a weakness. There's no flawless football team. There's no team that you can look at that's head and shoulders above everybody else. But what weakness do the Cardinals have that worry you the most?
I'm going to say coaching. I think that's their biggest weakness, head coaching. Outside of that, I mean, you got some great coordinators. Vance Joseph has exceeded expectation. Randy was a good deal worried about how well he would do, but it turns out he's stepped up and done a good job. The biggest weakness is head coaching. There's still some moments. There's still some timeouts. There's still some concern about the coaching for me. Outside of that, listen, it was a bad game. I'm not ready to put a spotlight on any of that as a weakness. You got a good kicker, you got a good defense, you got a good offense. What more do you need, Randy?
We have a decent defense. So we've lost some key people, but I think the biggest weakness for the Cardinals right now is they can't stop the run game. And if you can't stop the run game, what are you going to do? They'll run on you all day long. The Green Bay Packers ran on them all day long. The Rams set up a run game to set up their passing game last night. The Vikings ran on them all day long. So I don't know what happened, when it happened, or how it happened, but it left. They can't stop the run, so I'd have to say the run game.
I'm going to go ahead and say that there's a little bit of a complacency problem. I think that that's actually one of the bigger issues in the home games is that they start a little bit flat in some of these games where they expect to win. It even happened on the road against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They had to come from behind to win that game because they thought they were going to win that game. And they did, but they started off a little bit flat against one of the worst teams in football and let them kind of hang around in a game. And I do think that in the playoffs, that might be less of a problem because everybody in the playoffs is going to be a team worthy of being there. But if you believe that you're going to win a football game and that causes you to come out flat, that is, to me, at the very least, a cause for concern. Okay, 4th down.
On the hot seat.
There it is, on the hot seat. So here it is, 4th down. Which team that won on Sunday, that bounced back, actually has you believing in them? I mean, or not just Sunday, because the Rams last night too, where you look at the Rams and you thought they were good at the beginning of the season. And then throughout the season, there were doubts. And that win last night is probably the best win of Matthew Stafford's career, and certainly the best win that Matthew Stafford has this season. You could look at the Chargers as a potential example of a team that was losing, kind of bounce back, get back on track. We've seen what Justin Herbert could do. Which one of these teams, and it could be more than just those, has bounced back?
Well, it's the Chiefs for me, Randy. What do you think?
I'm not sure the Chiefs are 100% back yet. And I want to see them. I want to see them. Take on maybe like a Patriots team or something like that before I can understand what the Chiefs are actually doing.
Maybe it's the Rams.
I don't know about their. Oddly enough, I'm going to say San Francisco. They're starting to jump back into the fight, and they are getting close to securing themselves into a wild card spot. They had a horrible first part of the season. They had many injuries that cost them players not being available, and now that I think everybody is getting healthy, returning to the lineup, they're actually playing as a team again. I would have to say probably the 49ers.
With the Chargers, that's more like extended education for Herbert. I'm not expecting like a deep playoff run for them or anything like that. That is a pretty good team, but not somebody you would say, wow, they're coming back. I do feel that a little bit from Kansas City, but I'd like to see them play a more formidable team and not have it be a rivalry game before I'm completely sure about that. But the Rams look really good to be the answer to that question, Keon, though.
I was going to say the Rams just in terms of what they had to prove as a team with all of the doubts that were starting to pop up, where we know they can't really run the ball. There were questions about Matthew Stafford. Can he beat a good team in prime time? Because that's the playoffs, essentially. And he's shown, at least in this game, that he can do that and he's capable of it. And those wide receivers, when things are clicking offensively for the Rams, that is a team that is as dangerous as we thought they were at the beginning of the season. That is all 4 downs, and we're done.
Yeah, we've survived another week, Randy.
Wow.
Not the crazy house for either of you.
Yeah, eventually we're going to have to start scoring these things because I'm still never sure who won.
You won 3-0. 3-0. He agreed with you 3 times.
I think he agreed with me 4 times, even at the end there. So I think
I agree with you. So now you won 5-0. Nobody agrees with me about anything.
Keon, you really should be careful about how much you agree with me, because if you're trying to put us in the crazy house.
I didn't agree with you on 3rd down.
Sure you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
What was 3rd down again?
Yeah.
3rd down was which weakness of the Cardinals scares you the most?
I stopped listening. I just figured you agreed with me. Sorry. 888-368-1580. Hamilton Porter says, not worried. Matthew Stafford yet to win a playoff game, and Sharon Rogers chokes in the playoffs. I had to change that. Senior Wake and Bake. Come on with the short jokes. I'm just not going to do the short jokes. 3 in a row. Bam, bam, bam. Come on, Senior Wake and Bake. Box of Screws says Bill O'Brien, the Texans are total suctitude due to his wretchedness. Nah, that excuse only carries for so much time. If you want to go ahead, I'm sorry, I was thinking about the Jaguars. He did cripple that team pretty good. You're right.
Yeah, just if you take away the power struggle stuff in the locker room with Bill O'Brien, which was not good, and just go based on trades, Bill O'Brien crippled that team pretty bad.
No, you got a good point, Box Screws. I'm sorry. I was kind of melting the Texans and the Jaguars in my brain there. Big George says, were you as good, Jeffrey, as a former morning show host who liked to brag about his mad basketball skills? I don't know what he ever said because I never listened to that horrific show. But probably not. Probably not. I was 24, 25 years old, so I guarantee you I was in better shape when I played. But beyond that, no, I had nothing but hustle and desire in my heart to do well. That's all I had. Rusty Nut says, everybody thought Jimmy Johnson was crazy in his first year, too. They wanted to fire him after 1 year, and look what he did. Who are you comparing Jimmy Johnson to, Rusty Nuts? Cards Chappie says, I think the Cardinals care more about whatever seed has Brady and Rodgers playing each other first before they get to the Cardinals. I do not think that the Cardinals are intentionally easing off the gas to avoid a tough playoff position. I mean, if you get a bye week, don't you want a bye week?
Yeah, you get the bye week. And also, more to the point, right now, it is absolutely unpredictable. There's no way to know who's going to be in which playoff spot to even try to avoid anything.
Mr. Pringle says, listening to Jeffrey describe his basketball game sounds like you were the guy that wore knee braces on both knees, rec specs, wristbands on both arms, a forest of body hair, a fountain of sweat before the game even started. You probably wore number 44 and fouled a lot. Well, I didn't wear the number 4, and I did sweat a good deal. But outside of that, none of the rest of that it describes me at all. These are reading glasses. I never wore glasses until a couple of years ago. And all my knees and joints are still fine. A little bit of crackly, but they're still good.
Yeah, what he did was accurately describe me. So, you know.
Yeah, that's Keon you're talking about, not me.
I hurt my knee in high school, so I go knee brace sometimes. You got to do.
Slow-Mo Zoe says, hey, Keon, what happened to your job as Deuce Bigelow's pimp? What?
I'm sorry, what now?
What in the hell is that?
That joke is going to require a little bit more explanation.
Well, you're going to have to Google Deuce Bigelow's pimp because that's something from a movie. I don't know what that is. It says, hey, Randy, why are the Cardinals so good on the road and so average at home? How about an explanation on that, Randall?
You know, I can't really explain except that these guys would be a little more on alert. You know what I mean? They're on the road. They're staying in a hotel. They have a different kind of routine. They're not in their familiar surroundings, so they rally together as a bunch of veterans and they take care of business. There's no relaxing. You're on the road. You're there to do a job. You have kind of a different schedule than you do at the home games. So that's the only thing I can attribute it to. Just a bunch of veteran players getting together, taking care of business, and getting out of town.
I don't think Keon looks anything like Deuce Bigelow's pimp. What are you talking about?
I looked it up and I was like, that does not look like me.
He does. Keon has way better hair, and Keon looks like he would snap that dude like a twig. So, Boogie says, course you want home field advantage in the playoffs. The atmosphere is completely different in the playoffs. The game's a different beast altogether. Yes, you want to be home. Absolutely right. Of course, Wilbur thinks that my basketball playing days, what I was trying to tell you is I was the Bill Lambier of the team. I was a jerk. Actually, no, I rarely fouled. I was trying to think about that during the break when you texted that in, Mr. Wilbur. I was always after the ball. I was pretty clean as a player. I got a double technical once because I hip checked the guy into the stands, but yeah, I didn't cause any troubles. I was just out there. In fact, when the highlights of my entire time playing ball, the one dude in the league who could dunk, ran by and says, "Good hustle, number 4." I was like, "Thanks, man. Appreciate that."
Thank you.
Appreciate somebody's noticing. All right, we got to take a break. We come back. We've avoided the inevitable for too long. Got to talk about the Suns' loss last night to the Clippers. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Get into the holiday spirit at Lowe's Winterfest. With holiday festivities and weeks full of savings, like $30 off on a Google Nest Smart Thermostat was $129.99, now $99.99. Or a Craftsman 20-volt Max Drill Kit was $79, now $59. Find it all at Lowe's, in-store or online. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid through 12/26 while supplies last, U.S. only.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canyer with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the low-cost airlines travel hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Monday Night Football will be back again next Monday. Got the Vikings at the Bears for your Monday Night Football fix. And that ought to be a good game based on my theory that two crap teams play each other and you got yourself a good contest. Sorry. I'm so sorry well, not the Vikings fans, but I'm very sorry to Bob Schwersky for that. I apologize, but it's true. 888-368-1580. We're going to talk about the Suns here in a moment. Let me just clear through all these texts on the text line. Just the Tip says, so I'm pretty sure this was Matthew Stafford's first career win against a team with 10 or more wins. So how good can he be? Come on now. Matthew Stafford is good. Sorry, Randy.
I was just going to say, Matthew Stafford spent the first part of his career with a really crappy franchise, the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, and he's a good quarterback. He just never had a whole lot of help, and now he's got more help. And I don't know that the Rams have everything they need. I think they're maybe one or two wide receivers short of being a real contender. But I will never diss on Matthew Stafford. I would have loved to have had him on the Colts. Senior Wake and Bake says Cardinals need to focus on winning, not short jokes, jackasses. I think he's mad because I won't read his short jokes. Big George says, Randy, don't say anything nice about San Francisco 49ers. We just got rid of all their obnoxious fans off the text line. We didn't get rid of them. Just all the losing has made them get quiet. If they get one more win, they'll be back. Oscar Ray says, any word on the James Conner injury? Has there been any reports about the results?
It's just an MRI on his ankle is all I've been able to find out. I haven't seen anything that would put him in danger of not playing this weekend.
I wouldn't blame you for asking, though, Oscar Ray. You or I get an MRI, we get results in 2 or 3 weeks. The NFL players get an MRI, you'll know by the end of the day. So keep your ears out. Baby Got Dak says the Rams won that game because the defense finally stepped up. Donald Ramsey and the rest of that defense did not play particularly well. So unless they play better, I don't think the Rams are going to go as far as the so-called experts think. Yeah, I agree 100% with you, Baby Got Dak. Good Cat says, was that sweat or whiskey coming out of your pores when you played basketball?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Blissful Hayes says, Jeffrey, how about Mr. Pringles and I take you and Randy 2-on-2 on basketball? Winners get lunch. Did I just tell you I was 24 when I used to play?
Mm-hmm. And I played baseball and softball, not basketball. And there's a reason for that.
And here's another thing. When I went to go watch my son play basketball this weekend, we started playing around on the court and shooting some baskets and stuff. And I was challenging him on defense. And I was like, yeah, the old man still got some moves kind of, situation. We both went for a loose ball and just accidentally his elbow caught me right here in the temple. My head is hurt for 3 days. I'm 51, Blissful Hayes. I'm not playing basketball anymore.
I like that I was excluded from the 2-on-2 challenge.
Yeah. Leave out Keon. Sure. The one guy who actually has game. Yeah. Brave of you people. Fed Fan says, I just had a conspiracy theory thought. Ooh, Randy, Fed Fan's got a conspiracy theory.
Okay. What is it?
She says, Kyler had said that he hates bye weeks. I wonder if he's subconsciously tanking to play all the time instead of getting that first round bye. Might not even be subconscious. He might have let Aaron Donald break through the O-line and tackle him on the first play on purpose.
So you're thinking that Fed Fan is thinking that Kyler Murray's trying to bait the Rams.
Yes.
So if they should meet later on in the playoffs,
yes,
we spank the hell out of them again.
Yes.
Send them home crying to their moms.
Maybe. A lot of them don't have moms, you know that. Motherless goats.
Sheep herd. Interesting. I don't know where to go from here.
No, the music made me sleepy. Sorry. Hamilton Porter says Jeffrey sounds like Philip Seymour Hoffman. Along came Paulie with his basketball game. Bill Lambier is like Chris Paul. You hate him unless he's on your team. That's coming from a Detroit fan right there. Ukla the Mock says, afternoon, gents. Spirited conversation today. Kind of felt like we've done that every day, haven't we?
Yeah.
Except for that last moment right there where we got tired during the music.
It's very
Calban's cousin says, I hate to bring up the Colts again, but they started 1-4 and are 6-1 since then. So they pretty much come back. So 6-2. But Calban's cousin, the Colts, they're just sort of humming along, doing just fine. And I'm not going to let them lull me into any kind of a happy place because Carson wins. That's it. The Big Risk says anyone insulting Stafford is just sore because they lost.
Well, he has the record that he has. I think there is some validity in pointing out the lack of big games on his resume. But here is one. And here's a guy that's been an accurate quarterback for a good chunk of his career and just didn't have the weapons outside of Calvin Johnson in his life.
Yeah, but can I just say about insulting Matt Stafford? He's always looked like somebody who just woke up from a nap. You know what I mean? He always has that sort of like look on his face. Even when he's getting interviewed after the game, you know why they had Cooper Kupp in the interview after the game standing next to him? So he didn't look so backwoodsy. Because that's what Cooper Kupp looks like. Dude, get your jacked up teeth fixed. So anytime I see you smile, I don't start hearing banjo music. You're a millionaire. Go on the off season, get something done. Sorry, what?
Wow.
Big Risk says, how dare you insult the Bears? Let's talk about how good they looked on Sunday night. I think the Bears fans finally got the quarterback they've waited for their entire lives.
Really?
Well, yeah, the reason you insult the Bears is the rest of the Bears. Okay, you got the quarterback. Congratulations. I'm a big Justin Fields fan. I think he's going to be great there.
I did turn to the wife watching that game and say, this kid's not bad. You know, he's actually not too bad.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. I mean, he's coming from an offense that's pretty simple, so he's going to have to catch up in a way that, you know, guys that come out of pro style offenses don't have to. But in terms of the arm talent, the mobility, no, Justin Fields has all of that stuff. The Bears are still bad because there's other people on that team that aren't as good.
Moist One says, I invite you guys to come play horse at my housewarming party this week. Okay. If Moist One asked you to go to a housewarming party, he's been asking us to go to this for 4 years. And we're pretty sure it's just some sort of a weird setup for an orgy. Don't go. If he reaches out to you on Twitter or on the text line, don't fall for it.
And if he's been inviting you to a housewarming party for 4 years, the house is warm, Moist One. You've broken in.
Yeah, no. Moist One's house is warm and well lubed. Don't go.
Yeah. Don't say broken in and Moist One in the same phrase. Don't do that.
You know what? I'm just saying the house is there. And I'll just leave it there.
It's no longer a new house.
Senior Wake and Bake says, Jeffrey, I think your basketball skills match that of Danny Shays. Okay. Blissful Hayes says the Cardinals lost because Dingleberry didn't use all his timeouts in the first quarter. He got out coached big time last night. Big George says, Jeffrey, don't be so modest. If you played basketball when you were 24, that was just 10 years ago. You still got it. All right, stop kissing up. I don't have anything to give away. Fish Tank says Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford's interview was like trying to have a conversation with a couple of hillbillies at a barbecue. You are correct. You are correct. All right, we've put it off for as long as we can. The Suns last night, they lost 111-95. They got down by 10 points or so, and they never were able to claw their way back. Not really. Every time the Suns would start to chip away at a lead, which is actually like 15, 17 point lead that the Clippers had. As soon as they got close to making some headway, the Clippers would kind of push them back down. This doesn't matter. You don't have DeAndre Ayton. You don't have Booker. You don't have a couple of key pieces. And if you won a game without them the other day and you lose a game last night without them, it's not the end of the world. And the Suns, bench and backup players, they played pretty good. It was unfortunate they let this get out of hand and were never able to crawl back up. But this is nothing to worry about, guys.
And this is a decent Clippers team, but more to the point, this is a jump shooting Suns team. They're going to live and die by the jump shot, and that's going to be even more exaggerated when they don't have a guy like DeAndre Ayton where you can just toss it in when you need a bucket, or a guy like Devin Booker who you can just give the ball and just isolate and let him do his thing when you need a bucket. I mean, those are just that's just the fact. Is you're just going to rely on a lot of role players to make big plays, and some nights that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, you also showed up with two of your cylinders not firing, and the Clippers, they desperately needed that win, wanted that win, and they were going to be gunning for you no matter what. The Suns have a target on their back, just like the end of last year. Last year, the target didn't show up till later in the season. Now, after they went on that long run of wins, like 17, 18 wins in a row, now everybody's gunning for them. They're the team to beat. They're the ones with a target on their back. So, all right. Hey, Clippers, good for you. Go ahead and brag about it and dine out on it. Have a lunch. But outside of that, this ain't no big deal. That game goes very differently if Booker is in and even DeAndre Ayton.
I mean, you can lose a star. You can't lose two. Come on, guys. Just be happy with any wins that the Suns get while they're waiting for these guys to come back. Simple as that.
100% agree. 100%.
Any word on Booker's hammy? It's any word on when he might be ready to come back? I know that Ayton and also Jalen Smith, they were just, I don't know if it was stomach flu. They said it was non-COVID-19 illnesses, but Ayton was sitting there in a chair and clapping for the team. So I don't know what this illness is.
Yeah, and I don't know, but Ayton was also dealing with a little bit of a leg injury too. So I don't know which one of those things is keeping him out. And as far as Devin Booker, no real word on that exactly yet. He's working hard to come back and recover, but the team hasn't cleared it.
Yeah, the only word is yes or no. I mean, that's it. That's all there is when it comes to a hammy. All right, guys, we must take break. That is 2 hours down and 1 to go. We have a metric load of other NFL things to talk about. COVID running rampant through the NFL. Check your fantasy football teams because I lost a guy today and, we're now in the playoffs. Yay. Oh, boy. Yay, COVID. All right. And other random things that we have to talk about NFL related to. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey, everybody, Mark Asher. For the past year and a half, I've been telling you all about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss, about how easy, affordable, and effective they are at helping you lose those unwanted pounds. I've done it. I've had a ton of friends that have gone through the program and lost a ton of weight as well. Now I want you to hear from just one of them.
After years of weight gain, including being quarantined for months, I was finally ready to get help from Valley Medical Weight Loss, and it worked. I've lost 65 pounds, I feel great, and most importantly, I now have a plan on how to keep the weight off forever, thanks to Valley Medical Weight Loss. Don't just take my word for it, try it yourself.
We all hope things are getting back to normal. Now you too can lose the weight you want, even if it's just that last 20 pounds. Valley Medical Weight Loss, 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Phoenix, and Glendale, all walk-in clinics, fast, affordable options for you to lose that weight now. By the way, mention my name, mention this radio ad. You'll get your first week absolutely free. Go to valleymedicalweightloss.com.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Welcome to the third hour of the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. I'm Randy White. That is Jeffrey O'Brien, just returning from a major mission. He had a mission during the break.
I didn't think I was going to make it.
And but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the obvious did not happen. He made it in plenty of time, and the mission was successful. Keon Rose live in the Harman Solar control room. We're broadcasting from the Harman Solar studios, and you are a part of the show on the most interactive show in sports radio on the text line at 888-368-1580. There. I brought us back just like you asked me to.
I appreciate that. And I may need to step away other times too. It's been like that for a few days.
Yeah. Okay. I want to talk fantasy football here. How is it that I had such a great team and I completely missed the playoffs?
I don't know. I mean,
It's
you
been
lost a bunch of games.
It's been a weird year in the NFL. A lot of
I had
stuff
a damn good team, I thought.
I thought you had a good team too, to be honest. You know, and of course our previous fantasy expert said that I had a great team, and look, I missed the playoffs too.
You missed the playoffs too, Keon.
And he's no longer with us. So that's kind of the funny part. He says your team was amazing, my team was ass, and I'm in the playoffs. I finished the year in 6th place, which it was far better than I thought I was. If you listen to that guy talk,
I had everything come together for my team literally on Sunday. It all came, everything I thought my team was going to be when I drafted them happened on Sunday. Scored 150 points, and I was like, "Oh, well, why couldn't this happen?
Annoying, isn't it?
At any other point in the season?"
Okay, Randy,
I had a typical Arizona team season. You get all these guys on there, you high expectations, and then they crap the bed. That's me.
I'm looking at your team. Got a couple questions for you real fast.
Crap the team. They just crap the bed.
One, why do you have DK Metcalf on the bench?
That was just this week.
Okay.
I just took him. I was setting up for my next week because I didn't think the playoffs started this week. I thought it started next week.
Okay. You have a lot of you got 2 running backs from the same team. That is never
there was a reason for that because my other running back too was Pollard from the Cowboys, and he got injured, so I had to play AJ Dillon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You've got a bunch of Colts players. I could have told you ahead of time that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I have. I think it's 3 Colts players. The backup quarterback
3 Cardinals
was Carson
players.
Wentz. Carson Wentz was my backup Colts player. I also had what's his name, the receiver, and then Najee Harris. I had to use him for a little bit.
Where is he now?
I'm sorry, Nyheim Hines. Had to use him for a little bit.
I was going to say, I hope you didn't drop Najee Harris.
No.
Yeah, you got some good players here. Mike Williams sitting on your bench, all that. And
well, he started out 45 points. He gave 40 points, 45, 40, and then all of a sudden he's like 6, 2.
Well, but then in the last 4 weeks, he's kind of come back. He had 22 points, 7 points, 19 points, 12
there
points.
You go, 22. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got a lot of hit and miss going on. And I think you have maybe too many people from the same team. Maybe could have been a factor.
Yeah. Well, that happened throughout the season. So,
and what was your problem there, Keon?
What was my problem?
Yeah. What was your team's problem?
I don't know, like a lot of stuff, a lot of inconsistent. First off, I never got the quarterback right until maybe like halfway through the year. Then I landed on Joe Burrow, and that was working out. But like the previous weeks, Ryan Tannehill was my quarterback at some point.
Dude's got a kicker on injured reserve. Why? Why would you have? Why would you have a kicker in an injured reserve slot?
Because he's the only one on injured reserve.
Are you worried that was going to be the make it or break it for your fantasy football years? Like,
no,
I can't have Rodrigo Blankenship. Nobody can.
Okay, you didn't realize because not unlike my personal hell of watching the Washington football team rotate real life kickers, I was struggling to find a kicker that would just get points for me, like 8 or 9 points every other week-ish. I was struggling, and I finally landed on him, and then he gets hurt the week after. So I just chucked him on the IR and picked up, I don't know, Mike Badgley, I think it was Mason Crosby last week. I don't know. Just
your team wasn't bad, man. I'm looking at your players right now. They weren't bad. Well, you know what? We all have our cross to bear when it comes to fantasy football. I'm just glad to be in the playoffs again. I had a bad couple of years. This one wasn't great either. So hopefully this is me turning things around. But listen, you know, it's supposed to be fun. It's just supposed something that makes watching the football you know, a little more interesting, that sort of thing. And you know, don't worry, guys. It is weird to be the only person from the show in the playoffs because Ralph is not in the playoffs either from Harmon Solar.
Isn't Ralph last?
No, I think that team we tried to save at the end of the season, the dude abandoned the team. So we went in there and just made sure he was rostered up.
Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks a lot.
You might have been the only person that lost to that team, Randy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
I see when I came on the air today, we've come full circle. You talk about my luck as a fan. My teams always lose.
Come on, man. That's not
case
true.
in point. Oh, my God, it is true.
They win too. They win and they lose. Everybody's team loses. You're a negative Nancy today, Randy. I get it. I know how it feels to have the team lose. My team has lost more than you this year as far as the NFL goes. You and I share an NBA team. You know, we've had wins, we've had losses. Keep your chin up, man. Keep your chin up. It's going to be fun next season too. Guarantee it. Moist One says Keon got the rugs pulled out from under him.
Yeah, well. I traded Moist One for Henry Ruggs, and then the next week he killed somebody driving a car. So yeah.
You had
why do bad things always happen to me? Said Keon.
No, not going to say it in this particular case. That poor woman that he hit is definitely worse off. Nope. Not doing it.
Don't forget the dog. Fubar 1000
was
says
a dog.
Yeah, her dog was in the car with her.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say why do bad things happen to me in this very specific moment. Nope.
It is always an interesting thing because when somebody was telling the story, Ruggs rear-ended this woman and there was a huge fire and the woman died. People are like, oh my God. Then he says, and her dog was in the car too. Oh my God. Oh, there's always a huge reaction in the movies. You'll see 100 people get shot the hell up. John Wick's dog takes a bullet and everybody's like, oh my God.
Oh, there's a cute little beagle.
Do we care more about the dogs than the people? Fubar 1000 says, so I had Prater versus Jefferson secured my spot in the playoffs, but it's a long, rough road to the Final Four in Blender League 2. Yeah, you've got some formidable players in that league. I've seen that. Ukla says, what the hell, Radio Pal? Do you have the Lamar Jacksons? No, I don't have Lamar Jackson. Why? I don't understand. Oh, the Lamar Jacksons. Yeah, I did. I did turn to Randy and say, Randy, I got a poop. And then that's then so yeah, I kind of do have the Lamar Jacksons. Let's see. Good Cat says, Randy, based on my draft, I was projected to finish top 3. Well, here I am now, 5-9.
Yeah, I feel your pain. I'm 5-9 as well.
Guys, I tell you this every year at the beginning. Projections mean nothing.
Look,
and
man,
projections in your weekly thing where it says projected points and stuff, that crap is calculated at the beginning of the year. You can't take projections seriously.
I don't pay attention to that. I play the players based upon what they're doing right now, not what they did last year. But you know, let's have a little conversation. You and I, Jeff, come.
Yeah.
If somebody abandons their team next year and they're going to face me, then we don't want to fix their team. Just leave the damn thing. Leave the damn. I don't care if he's got a roster full of questionables and IR players. Leave the damn thing away.
Can I tell you what happened there?
I know what happened. You fixed the team, and then they beat my ass.
It's even worse than that. So what happened was El Tigre abandons his team and gave him every opportunity to step up. And he's one of those guys who realized he wasn't going to win, and so he jumped out. So I said to the boy here at home, I said, would you want to take this thing over just to make sure that it's got the players? I was like, and I said, this is bottom of the barrel team and it's broken. But if you can keep this thing going, I'd appreciate it, because it's probably not a good idea if I do it. And he's like, okay. And so then he gets in there, looks at it, and he says, nope, I'm out too. So I didn't want there to be any question of any improprieties. So all we ever did with that team was make sure there was actual players playing. We didn't go out and do any trades, because of course, I promised I would never do a trade between myself and that team. It was just a matter of making sure there's a team sitting there when somebody can't come along to play it.
I don't know who you're talking about. I'm talking about the wise guys.
Oh no, that's Ralph.
Yeah, did he abandon his team
too?
No,
he actually.
Oh, okay.
He's actually been trying.
All right, because I kicked his ass the last time. I thought you said you had to help Ralph out here.
No, I didn't help
between
Ralph.
you and I and the fence post, if somebody bails on a team and I'm gonna face them next, don't fix the damn team. Just let them lose. That is the consequences of bailing on your team.
No, it's not fair to the rest of the league, because when he had been trying earlier, and then suddenly he's abandoned, that's easy wins for other teams. It's not fair to the entirety of the league. So again, just made sure there was players in place, and sometimes it didn't work out. Sometimes, like the other day, somebody got COVID and there was nothing that could be done. It was already too late. So sorry, Randy, I can't promise to give you an easy win next time when that happens. I just it wouldn't be fair. I shouldn't have anything to do with it. So hopefully we won't have any bailing.
Keon,
that's the worst.
You know
that's
how
the
to put
worst.
up a Twitter poll, do you, Keon? Put up a Twitter poll.
I mean, I do know how to do it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and run one now on the 1580 Fanatic website. Everybody, poll question right now is: should when a guy bails, should we try to fix that team so it's not fair to the rest of the group, or leave it alone? That's just the consequence.
Fixing it. It's just making sure there's rostered players off that person's bench. That's all.
I think that's fair.
No.
I think that's fair. It's because he's not going out and getting.
Did anybody fix the damn Detroit Lions? No.
Well, they have every opportunity to do so.
The Detroit Lions are also more like Ralph. They're trying.
What?
They're failing miserably and trying, like Ralph from Harmon Solar. Ed fan says, Jeffrey, if someone said that you would have to die to save my dog, well, then nice knowing you. Okay.
Well, I can understand you wanting to.
I don't know how that becomes a choice.
I don't think that. And also, like Jeffrey was talking about dogs in general, like you saving your dog over a person is one thing, but just a story gets worse when you find out that a dog's been killed. It just does.
Oh yeah.
It just like that Henry Ruggs story was already bad, and then I found out about the dog, and it just made it much worse. Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't know why I'm in trouble. And I'll tell you what, I love dogs. So if you chose to save your dog over me, I wouldn't be upset about it. I'd understand. Fubar 1000 says, well, so screw you, simulation tool. I'm in the playoffs. I was projected 1-14. So there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Those are just beginning of the year projections. You know what happened to me? I worked the waiver wire. I crawled my way back up into it. That's why I'm there. King of Kittens says, so I had the sweet pork barbacoa tacos, and I got a tres leches cake. That's a 3 milk cake there, Keon. It's delicious.
They love it in San Antonio. So I'm very well versed in the tres leches cake.
I don't know what that is. I've had 3 milk cake before though. Senior Wake and Bake says, Keon got the runs. Get the Imodium AD. No, it was me, Senior Wake and Bake, but I'm okay now.
Jeffrey had to go poo.
Big George says, I said this yesterday on the Twitter. The universe cannot allow Phoenix to have 2 first-place teams at the same time. The universe is correcting itself.
Yeah.
I guess we just can't have nice things in Phoenix.
That's true. And there you go. Finally, somebody understands me. Thank you very much, Big George. Thank you.
And I'm just spitballing here. Team just had a bad game.
Oh, they had a bad game, but there's a reason they had a bad game on primetime television against the team that everybody is the darling of the damn NFL. There's a reason.
I got more bad news for you, Randy.
Oh, dear God. Is this Monday?
This might actually be good news. It depends on how you look
come
at
on
it.
and you say, I've got more bad news for you. And then you say it could be good news.
Yeah, it might. Well, again, depends on how you look at it.
All about perspective.
All right, brace
Right.
yourself. ESPN channels may be falling off of YouTube TV.
Oh, no.
See what I'm saying? Could be good news. Evidently, same thing that happened with NBC is now happening with ESPN.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with that, I guess. I don't know. How am I going to watch Monday Night Football?
Don't know.
See?
Know. Yeah, and I guess this is happening on December 17th, and there was 3 more Monday night games and a playoff game in there too. So.
And 3 more Monday, and it's happening on what date is it?
December 17th, which is day after the day after tomorrow.
Now I'm going to tell you why this is the universe hates me. Here's why. That date is my late mother's birthday.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
It's because it's just so specific. It is, of course, not
I'm here trying to talk everybody about out of jinxes.
ESPN's going away, and it happens on my late mother's birthday.
So that's like she's reaching out and saying, Randy, I love you. I'm taking this horrific thing out of your life. You no longer have to see ESPN.
Well, guys, it's been good working in sports radio with you. I won't be able to comment on Monday Night Football because I'll be listening via telegraph.
You realize we air the
you could still listen
on our station
to actual radio.
Yeah.
Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner with the call.
Mm-hmm.
Do they even do that anymore? Is there a guy at the stadium like just telegraphing the results as the game goes on?
No, there's probably some cat there with a ham radio. He's broadcasting it via ham code or something.
Big George says, "Oh, great! I got YouTube TV, and I'm going to lose ESPN right before all the college football bowl games start."
That's another reason right there.
See? The universe just keeps dumping bad news on me and Randy.
Yep.
Or go get yourself an antenna connected to your TV. One of those little digital jobbies.
They're not on. They're not on the ABC every week.
It was last
only
night.
Certain only last night, but they're not on every week on ABC.
They are mostly on the ESPN.
Then Randy, you can come to my house.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, you see what I'm saying?
That was not much of a good response. I invite him to my house, and he's just like,
we live. I don't think everybody. We live on opposite sides of the world. We're both 45 minutes from the radio station.
My company, my
way
giant
west.
TV, and my wife's cooking. Worth the damn drive, Randy.
Well, I'm not saying it's not. I've got to gauge this. Miss Kim, she's got to go to sleep at some time in the evening so she can get up and be, the next day can function.
Hey, there's Killer Rabbit on the text line. Killer Rabbit killing it on the Harmon Solar fan pick'em thing. It says also Killer Rabbit is out of the playoffs in Blender 6. I wish Jeffrey's Mangina was playing in Blender 6 this year. I would have made the playoffs. By the way, he's not talking about mine specifically. He's talking about a team that once existed. So,
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that was a very specific thing to say.
Yeah. There was somebody
who
used that
as
as
half
a
second.
Somebody called their team that, but it had my name next to it. So he always called it Jeffrey's Mangina, but the team was called Mangina. And it was somebody who's running one of the commissioner teams for me. And I didn't approve that name, but they were not very good. Swave Dave says, does our league allow teams out of the playoffs to pick up or drop players? Story to come.
No.
I don't know. Well, there's the consolation bracket. So in theory, I think so. I don't know. That's a strange question. I think he's trying to spoil somebody else working a waiver wire.
With the consolation, you should be able to.
But if somebody starts dropping players to help out somebody else winning a championship, it's going to be brought to my attention, and I will shut that bleep down so fast it'll make your head spin. Don't even bother with that.
And everybody will rat you out because nobody wants to lose that way.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I just asked the Mighty 8 Ball if the Arizona Cardinal football team will win their next 4 games. Mighty 8 Ball says it is certain.
So is everybody going to be pissed off at that Magic 8 Ball now? Like that the Magic 8 Ball jinxed it? How come the Magic 8 Ball's not getting yelled at?
Well, because the Magic 8 Ball is not a person. It only gives answers. It has no mind of its own. It can't choose not to give an answer when you shake it. It's doing the only thing that it can do.
I don't know why I'm the only one that gets yelled at. Jagdog says, does Prater do some smelling salts before he kicks? One of the clips before he kicked, he put something white by his nose. Or is he taking a bump of cocaine? Grandpa Charlie. Yeah, Charlie's grandpa from he was constant. He had a coke finger, by the way. You see a close-up shot of Grandpa Joe has his hands on Charlie's shoulder, and he's got like these two long kinky fingernails. That dude back in the 70s was a little of that going on there. That's why he floated up to the top with the fizzy lifting drinks. He was high on cocaine.
That's why he was always in bed. It was just ragers at night, and then Grandpa Joe just couldn't get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah. Grandpa Joe was a son of a bitch. I don't have time for this. The Reaper, who we have not heard mention the Rams since November 4th. He said Rams are taking the division this week on November 4th. Been quiet for a long time. Today on December 14th says, screw the Cardinals, go Rams.
Wow. Really brave of you to do it that way.
The Reaper, huh?
Yeah, this is what's going to be now. 49er fans are going to be following suit if they ever win another game.
Yeah.
Enjoy the moment, Reaper. Enjoy the moment. And I got no problem with your quarterback, and I got no problem with your team. Really, just got to support my buddy's team.
Even though they're the Yankees of the damn NFL.
Is that really fair? Is it?
No, because
the Buccaneers are kind of like that too.
There's a salary cap.
They went out and got OBJ. They got what's his name? Gone too soon from the damn Broncos. They got Matt Stafford. Come on, man.
I mean, they're making trades, but all of this stuff is under salary cap. So it's not something that any other team could not have done if they had wanted to do that, which is why we hate the Yankees, because the Yankees buy players that everybody can't afford. Everybody can't afford to just drop a, 250 mil 7 years on just a guy.
And we've seen how great that's worked out for him.
Fish Tank says, hey, Randy, don't fear the Reaper. All right. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now. Here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Halo Infinite will kick off its competitive circuit Friday with the Halo Championship Series Kickoff Major. It's the first major in the all-new Halo circuit, and the Optic are the favorites to win at plus 220, Sentinels at plus 280, Cloud9 at plus 425, and Eve United at plus 700. NBA tonight, the Suns going on the road to face the Trailblazers. Phoenix, a 2.5-point road favorite, the over-under 218. Bowl season kicks off Friday in the Bahamas Bowl. Toledo and Middle Tennessee State, the Blue Raiders getting 10 points, a total of 52. Also Friday, Coastal Carolina and Northern Illinois in the Cure Bowl. The Huskies a 10.5-point underdog, the over-under 63.5. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. Can you name the player, first one ever, to get hit by a pitch 267 times in his career? He's a former Angel. The answer is coming up.
Now that it's legal to bet on sports here in Phoenix, the interest in sports has more than tripled. Stay on top of the sports action at phoenixsports.digital. Phoenix Sports Trivia keeps you updated and keeps you connected with plenty of sources to get the latest on all the games from all the sports. Here's a bonus sports trivia question. What was baseball's first organized team? The answer is at phoenixsports.digital. Your source for all things sports. phoenixsports.digital. Log on now.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the major league player to get hit by a pitch 267 times in his career. He became the first to do this. The great Don Baylor, who made his name known mainly with the Baltimore Orioles and the California Anaheim Angels. I'm Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cubs spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at ChicagoFestWest.com today.
Hi, it's Rosalie the Fantasy Girl. Listen, I love the thrill of winning my weekly fantasy football matchups, but I've discovered something even better. It's peer-to-peer sports betting on Vig Zero. My friends, family, fantasy football league, we can now all put real money on the games against each other. Go to VigZero.com to sign up, and if you want, join my group with the code Fantasy Girl. No casino or bookie taking a cut. Visit VigZero.com. That's VigZero.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Providing you with the latest sports news, commentary, and analysis.
You did not go as an accredited member of the media.
I did not.
But you sat at the courtside.
I sat on the floor, yes.
And you wore GCU colors as a member of the media.
Did I tell you I was not a member of the media? I said that once.
But you are in the media.
No, not Saturday night. I wasn't.
So if you were going to ASU versus Washington tonight,
yeah,
would you wear ASU colors?
Depends on how I'm going.
Jacobson Hilly on Arizona's new home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Keon, are you keeping track of our scumbags for the scumbag bracket contest that we're going to do here? The sports scumbag madness that we're looking to do. Are you keeping the list?
I should be. I will start doing so now.
Okay. I'm just asking because it's on my mind quite a bit, and we have a new one maybe that we could add to the list. I don't know if he'll make the cut. I don't know if this is scumbag, but I don't know if it's 32 biggest scumbag big. Josh Bellamy got 3 years in prison. Why? COVID relief fraud. This guy obtained a Paycheck Protection Program loan of $1.2 million for his company, Drip Entertainment LLC, using falsified documents and false information. And he admitted to using these proceeds for jewelry and stay at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino and all sorts of stuff. So basically, he improperly stole COVID relief money that could have gone to help keeping real businesses afloat. Instead, he just had a nice weekend at the Hard Rock. So
well, I mean, I would say that's douchebaggery behavior, wouldn't you?
It's pretty scumbagish, but is it really going to rank high enough to get him into the bracket?
I'll put him in the 32. Put him in the 32.
We can put him on the list right now, but I can't guarantee you he's going to make that final cut. If you stop and think about it, from OJ down, there's been quite a bit of scumbaggery over the years. And by the way, what is our limit? Is it going to be 20 years, 40 years, history? I mean, Ty Cobb going to end up in this thing? Because he was a scumbag.
I think that's too far back.
Yeah. Well, then I guess
last 20 years. How about that?
So since I think we can't do 20 because then OJ falls off the list. So what do you say? 50 years? 50-year barrier? 50 years would put it at 1970.
I mean, okay, but that's a lot of research.
A lot of research. Luckily, there's not that many scumbags. If I find out I'm wrong, then we will start to
shrink the
timeline.
Because then we might have to separate it. Then maybe we might could do the classic scumbag division and then the modern scumbags.
I think stealing $1.2 million from hardworking moms and hardworking companies just trying to stay afloat. That ranks up there as scumbag.
He stole taxpayer money basically to go have a fantastic weekend for himself.
Yeah.
And we know how many small businesses didn't survive a lot of these COVID lockdowns.
Right.
They could have used that money.
Yeah. I mean, when the businesses failed, people's lives might have failed because they were counting on those jobs and that income. It was rough for a lot of people. So to swagger in there and grab $1 million or so for yourself under false pretenses, that's messed up. I mean, Tom Brady didn't do it falsely, but he did take loans he didn't really need. He could have taken care of his business out of his own chump change in his wallet. Do not have any respect for the fact that Tom Brady grabbed some of that PPE money for his company. But anyway, all right. So let's talk about what's going on in the NFL. It's just crazy with the COVID. There's 60 plus people. When I started off this morning, the first piece of paper I printed said 37 have tested positive for COVID-19 on Monday. And then the news just kept coming out and coming out. And of course, the NFL is now requiring all tier 1 and tier 2 staff to get their booster by December 27th. Again, we might want to start checking these vaccination cards, people. Then we found out that Odell Beckham Jr. and about 9 Browns players, Rams players, or wait, no, it was 9 Browns. I'm confused now. Now there's 9 players in the Rams that have it. That's it. I get confused because Odell used to be on the Browns. But then we find out Higbee didn't really have it. Now we also hear that Christian McCaffrey has tested positive for the COVID-19. Jarvis Landry. Oh, yeah, here we go. 8 from the Browns. Jarvis Landry, Wyatt Teller, and a bunch of other guys. Tight end Austin Hooper. So check your fantasy football teams, guys. You may see a bunch of COVs on there. And since I printed all this paper, I'm sure there's been more I didn't even see yet. It's getting kind of weird, kind of crazy out there.
And that's just the NFL.
Yeah,
we haven't
NBA.
even gotten to any of the other sports.
Oh, we mentioned that the other day that the Bulls had to cancel a couple of games. Is there more developments on that, Keon? Other teams that are having to postpone games?
I know in the NHL, 6 players on the Calgary Flames have tested positive for COVID, so that they may have to rearrange some NHL scheduling for that as well. And they're hoping in the NBA that the Bulls are the only team with an outbreak that massive, but I don't know how that's possible because you play basketball in close quarters.
So, it's stuff you have to keep an eye on. And this is the kind of thing that is going to start to affect standings. It's going to possibly affect upcoming games. And, everything is going to be weird.
It's already affected some NBA games. Didn't the Bulls next 2 games get repositioned, rescheduled?
Yeah, they had a game against the Lakers that's going to be rescheduled. That was supposed to tip off on Sunday. And I believe they had a Raptors game that they had to move.
Killer Rabbit cracking me up on the text line, but I guess we won't read that one, but it is funny. Kenton says, as of today, O.J. Simpson is released from his parole in the state of Nevada. He is a completely free man. Yeah, except for the ghosts of Nicole Simpson and that waiter. Yeah, hopefully that haunt his every dream because he murdered them.
I wish that were true, that he was just being haunted constantly because he just seems happy, and I don't like it. Every time I see like OJ out on the golf course having a good time, I feel a little bitter about it.
Yeah, well, listen, yeah, you should. And I'll tell you what cheers a person up? Getting away with murder.
That'll do it. Yeah.
King Kenton says Monday Night Football and the other NFL games during the week are available for free to anyone on the Yahoo Sports app, Randy. You can watch the game on your phone.
I'm not going to lie.
You mean after it's played?
No. Because I've watched some of the games actually on the Fantasy Sports app, and it's the same service, I think, that's going through Yahoo as well. So you can it's free football. It's just
so. Does it still have that inkhead Levy and?
Yeah. It's not a different broadcast.
Yeah, it's not a different broadcast. It's the same one.
It's the same.
Oh,
okay.
If you could get away from Levy, I think Jeffrey would have been the first one to know.
Mm-hmm. No, I listen. At first, my wife was like, "I don't want to watch the Manning brothers." She says, "Oh, they're kind of boring," but she only saw them during a slow moment, and then later she's like, "Oh no, this isn't so bad." But she was still like, "Yeah, I just want to watch a regular broadcast." So then we watched a couple of Monday Night Footballs with Levy, and she's like, "Yeah, anything but these idiots, please give me the big-headed guy, the forehead guy, the mouth breather. I'd rather have that than this horrible Monday Night Football broadcast."
I still, to this moment, don't know what the point of Greasy being in that booth is. I don't know what he adds. You can argue that Levy doesn't do play-by-play well, but at least I know that's what he's doing. I don't know why Greasy's there. I have no idea.
Can't.
I don't know. Levy says some awfully stupid things instead of just doing play-by-play. Steve Levy, just do the call of the game and leave the analysis to the experts. Okay, don't do analysis.
King of Kittens has two interesting points. One, on the NFL app, you can watch Peyton and Eli, and two, Lakers canceled their practice today because of COVID. So. Lost Toby says all primetime games on the Yahoo app. It's clutch.
Well, thank you very much for letting me know that. When they take the ESPN on my late mother's birthday, I will go ahead and get that app and I'll watch the games.
Ukla says, have you seen what Ready Ice is doing? 7-pound bag now instead of 10-pound bags?
Yeah.
It's because of Biden and inflation.
Well, it might be, but
really
it's not just Ready Ice. It's I go over to the Fries and get my ice, and they're doing the same thing. They're charging you for a 10-pound bag, but it's a 7-pound bag.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I guess if you want to blame the old guy who has a hard time putting a sentence together, oh yeah, that diabolical son of a bitch is out to get your ice, man. Baker's Cocky Hen says, seems like Stafford dominated. Hope that guy listened to me and put some money on the Rams. I'll spend this fantasy week off and rest up and win my matchup in round 2. Good luck, everybody. Fish Tank says, hey, Randy, don't fear the Reaper. And Jeffrey, I need you to weigh in. I just bought a battery caddy. If you're not familiar, it basically holds all your batteries in a nice, orderly way, so you know what you got right away. It feels kind of manly, but at the same time, incredibly unmanly. I'd like a ruling on that. I'm going to have to look it up during the break, Fish Tank. I'm going to look up the battery caddy and let you know my determination. I'm probably thinking it's manly. Being organized is good.
Well, where did you buy it from?
Also a good question. Where did you buy it from? And it's like, listen, you got hooks over your workbench where your tool chest is, so you can hang the appropriate tool in the appropriate place to keep a nice, tidy workbench, right? That's not unmanly. So a battery caddy that sounds like something that's helping you organize your batteries. I don't know. Let me look it up during this break, and I'll give you a final determination here coming up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Shop 40 to 70% off almost everything at Gap Factory and gapfactory.com this week only. Plus, new deals in outerwear and sweats. Save through December 15th at Gap Factory and gapfactory.com.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at Pro Copy. For over 20 years, Pro Copy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share Pro Copy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The Pro Copy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with Pro Copy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602 Pro Copy. That's 602-776-2679.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
I heard the COVID-19 vaccine.
Do you really know about the long-term?
Did you read that thing on the internet about that?
There's a lot of talk about COVID-19 vaccines. Talk to your doctor or healthcare provider to make the decision that's right for you. Visit getvaccineanswers.org for more. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is Brent Musburger, and you're tuned to 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's sports betting station.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Thursday night football happening at 6 p.m. on, amazingly enough, Thursday. It'll be the Chiefs and Chargers. I think that's going to be a pretty good game. I mean, we don't get a whole lot of great Thursday night matchups, but I feel like that's going to be a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news right now. Breaking news here on the Daily Blender. Newsflash. This is breaking news. Word just came down. Hefty Lefty lets us know that Steph Curry just broke the record. That's right. He now has the most three-pointers of any human being in the history of basketball, going back to when Cro-Magnon man and humans actually used to play basketball against one another. And for a while, Cro-Magnon had it, but then, things didn't work out for them. And then the humans picked it up. And then now here we are finally in the year 2021, Steph Curry with the three-point record.
Man, I remember those games between man and Cro-Magnon. Oh, those were good. Those were good series.
Yeah. He says now back to the remaining 3 quarters of the season. There's more than that left. How much of the season is left? Or where's that? When is the halfway point? When is that? Feels like we've been in the season a while, but I guess you're right. We've barely started.
I mean, because the Suns are 21-5.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right there, Hefty Lefty. Killer Rabbit says, Randy, speaking of late parents, today is my late father's birthday. He was offered a football scholarship at KU, K-State, and Missouri. He took one in a small town in Hayes, Kansas. Can you pour me a shot, please?
Absolutely. And I'll pour one for you, Killer Rabbit, and here's one for your late dad.
But you got to pour that one out. Sun Devil Niner says, okay, I'm not reading that. He says, wow, quit crying, Randy. Quit being a cheap ass. Quit complaining and get cable. You'll get ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, ESPN News, all those things. Just saying.
I'm not really being a cheap ass. What I'm actually doing is being smart, since I was paying over $250 a month for cable and satellite TV. I cut the cord. I now pay $60 a month. I enjoy that extra money in my pocket.
Yeah, I salute you for that, Randy. I'm going to do the same damn thing. The minute that the Sunday ticket is no longer on DirecTV, cut the cable. Although this whole thing with YouTube TV, bickering with NBC, bickering with ESPN, and these things falling off, it does give me a bit of a pause too. But then I remembered there's been times where local channels end up fighting with the cable company or DirecTV or Dish TV, and then you see a ticker saying they're trying to take us off of this channel, and it's like, So I guess no matter what you do, there's always a chance of that kind of thing happening. But it does give me pause. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, leave OJ alone already. He is still looking for them killers, and he hasn't slept or ate since. We all know he got his when he was shot up at that dock and ended up in a wheelchair. Poor Norberg.
Did you hear what he said the other day?
Mm-mm.
He said He said he doesn't like to go back to Los Angeles because he feels like he's too close to the killer.
It's called a mirror, OJ. It's called a mirror.
Oh, just LA. You don't feel close to him at all times?
Fed fan says Levy probably has pictures of ESPN management with farm animals. That's the only thing that makes sense. Lost Toby says, in money news, there was a glitch on a couple of crypto apps, and I was a billionaire for like a few minutes. He says, I am happily now back at being poor.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, Lost Toby. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I got rid of DirecTV, went to Cox, and on channel 299, it's the NFL Fantasy Zone or some red zone. Sorry, but they cut every single game when there's something exciting happening. But you don't miss a 1 yard until okay. Your text is sort of falling apart there. But I hate the red zone. I don't want the fantasy zone. I want to be able to see what's happening in the games and then pick the game I want for the big screen. I have it the way I like it. What I'm worried about is, you know how Amazon, if it's on Amazon, and you know what when I'm flipping through on DirecTV and it says this game is blacked out in your area. Why? Because in my area, it's on channel 10 or channel 5. And I just flip the little button there. I know where it's at. So I just hit it there. Well, if Amazon pops up and says you're blacked out, well, how am I supposed to get those local channels for that? You know what I mean? If I cut the cable. So,
well, you've got the local channels on the YouTube TV and Fubo and some of those other ones. You have the local channels.
Sounds like I'm going to have to get a bunch of damn apps. But if you're right and it saves me a bunch of money, I'll do what I got to do. But I won't be able to do it instantly like I like to do with
you can.
everything in one place.
Yeah, you can.
How?
Well, you punch the number in right on your remote right now. If you don't have if it's on the ABC or CBS or NBC, you flip to the guide and you just scroll over to the ABC, NBC, whatever.
Okay, so it acts like an actual service.
It doesn't have numbers, but you have a guide and you can just quickly move up to find it. Or you can even, if you have the Fire TV, like I use the Fire Stick, and that's how I get my YouTube. I just go find Monday Night Football. Bam! It just brings it up.
Yeah, I might have to use Alexa for that sort of thing. Swave Dave says, I'm the commissioner of my work league. I had a team that forgot to plug in Dalvin Cook this week, causing him to lose, who I actually traded to him, by the way. I won mine by less than a point, putting me in. Before Cardinals game was over, he dropped Cook, causing a frenzy of emotions and waiver wire. Not cool, but don't think I can revoke, although many want me to. Yeah, you should revoke that. A dude drops Dalvin Cook. Come on, man. Yeah, you've got to put your foot down if you're a commissioner of a league. That's why there's non-droppable players. I don't know if you've never noticed that. There's some that are, that's a jerk move. That dude should be thrown out of the league, and that needs to be fixed. That is not fair to everybody else. Senior Wake and Bake says, what? The juice is loose. Everybody run. All you blondes, run. All you waiters, run. Big George says, why did that guy say the California Anaheim Angels? The Angels have never been known as that. They've been known as the California Angels, the Anaheim Angels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. They've never been called the California Anaheim Angels. Get it right. Phoenix sports history guy. I think there's going to be a lot of emails to that dude. Reaper says, oh, really? Okay. I guess the Reaper has been gone for a while because he's been dealing with medical issues. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better in your back, Reaper. Good to have you back. Boogie says, in my other 4 leagues, I placed first in 3 leagues, and I finished in 3rd in my 4th. Okay, what do you want, a cookie?
Congratulations, I guess.
Sounds like you're nowhere near coming back to the Premier League, though, Boogie.
Quit bragging, Boogie. Quit bragging.
Fubar 1000 says, according to Judge Andy Barons of Yahoo Sports, he ruled that if you're not in the playoffs, stay off the waiver wire. Absolutely. Don't be doing those jerk moves, people. Hefty Lefty says, I don't think an Amazon game is going to be blacked out because the blacked out games are only when they are on free over-the-air TV. Well, that's what I'm saying. Even on DirecTV, what happens is you try to go to the channel that the game is on. It says, sorry, can't watch it here. You have to watch it on a regular TV channel, and we don't know what it is, so good luck. That's what DirecTV does, so I can imagine Amazon does it, and I just don't feel like it's going to be very free moving. Colts fan Dan says, I don't play fantasy football. Well, then, Colts fan Dan, the list is incomplete. Can you also tell us other things you don't do so we know? I think that's important that we all know what you don't do. You know what, guys? I'm going to take a moment here, and I'll be right back.
It's time for you to take your moment, huh?
I just need a moment. I probably will be back in time for the end of the show. Good Cat says, my jinx worked. Yeah, seems like maybe it did. I'll be back.
All right. So he has to take a moment. All right. So Keon, just kind of off the cuff here. Let's change channels here for a second and quit worrying about football and fantasy football. Let's talk college football. What bowl game or games are you looking forward to the most?
All right, let me go ahead and get to the bowl season list here. They can make it pretty easy to find there on the CBS Sports if you want to find that list. So they're obviously outside of the New Year's Six bowls, which are all going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to that Sugar Bowl, that Baylor Ole Miss game.
All right,
that's going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of offense, two teams that push it down the field. And maybe not a ton of defense being played, but that's not why you'd watch that game. You watch that game because there's a ton of up and down. The Cure Bowl in Orlando, Florida, that's one of the early ones, but Northern Illinois, Coastal Carolina. I have a long-standing obsession with Jamie Chadwell. I just think he's an awesome coach. I like the way that he's put his teams together. I don't know why he hasn't been hired away to some other massive program yet, but whatever it is, the Coastal Carolina is really fun. Northern Illinois, God, they put up tons of points. Can really just spread a defense out, 5 wide receivers. I mean, they are that kind of team. I'm looking forward to watching that. That's going to be tons of fun. Sneaky game, Frisco Bowl on the 21st. UTSA and San Diego State. UTSA and San Diego State were two teams that were undefeated almost all year long, that nobody was talking about. That's a good Roadrunner team that they've got over there in San Antonio. I lived not that far from UTSA growing up, so I've got kind of a soft spot for them. I always keep an eye out for them. And they've had an incredible season. And going up against San Diego State, that's going to be two teams that are incredibly competitive, except, UTSA can actually, and San Diego State too, can actually play a little bit of defense. It's going to be probably one of those games. It's not going to be basketball on turf.
I think I learned something. I think I learned maybe I shouldn't eat Raisin Bran Crunch every morning.
That will do it.
I thought I picked up a little bug at a restaurant in New Mexico, but now I'm starting to think, nope, it's the Raisin Bran.
It's the absurd amount of fiber you have suddenly added to your
diet. we were talking college football bowl games. Keon and I were just kind of discussing what we're looking forward to out of the bowl season that starts up here in about 2 weeks. So that's what we were talking about.
Okay, good. I'll change the subject and save everybody. So Mr. Wilbur says, Keon, who do you model your basketball style after? George Gervin or a Maurice Lucas, or a combination of both?
Oh, man. George Gervin is just pretty awesome. I actually really liked Tony Parker when I was a kid. I just that floater, that teardrop floater, and a little bit of the Euro step around the basket. I love that. I always try to play like Tony Parker.
Colts fan Dan says, one thing I don't do is take 10 minutes off of my shift to go take a poo. Hey, I'm allowed a break too, like anybody else.
When nature calls, look, you got to go. You've got to answer the call of nature, especially on live radio.
Listen, I'm not going to stand here and suffer or crap my pants just because you guys want, free entertainment.
I don't want that entertainment. That's not what I'm into.
Listen, I walk off the show to take care of business maybe about once a year, and everybody's just like, wow, I've never seen anybody do that. Yeah, because I'm not like these other guys. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit here in my own filth just because you people. Just saying. All right, let's get this out of the way. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on a second. Honey, don't go in there. Okay. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. I warned you. Back in the year 1948, the Philadelphia Phillies purchased Ken Trinkle from the New York Giants and traded pitchers Walter Dubel and Dutch Leonard to the Chicago Cubs for first baseman Eddie Waitkus and pitcher Hank Bowery. Then, here's what this is all really about. Ruth Ann Steinhagen, a female fan obsessed with the former Chicago Cub first baseman Eddie Waitkus, was distraught by the trade and then will try to kill him upon his return to Chicago with Philadelphia. Well, if you like him, why are you trying to kill the guy? That never made any sense to me.
Because no one else can have you if I can't have you.
Think that's it. Ding, ding. And guess what? That incident is one of the inspirations for the 1952 book, The Natural, which was turned into a movie in 1984 starring Robert Redford.
That's
Have
right.
you seen The Natural, Keon?
I have seen The Natural.
And
it's a very good movie.
A little slow, but it's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
So there you go. That's on this date in Big George's sports history. We didn't get anything done today, which I was hoping to get done.
Oh, we got a lot of stuff done. Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
consoled me on the loss from of my Cardinals from last night. We talked some fantasy football. We talked Phoenix Suns getting drubbed last night and found out it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talked about a lot of stuff.
Sure. Thunder, the Santa Barbarian, says, I think I'd rather Jeffrey take his potty break rather than hear the consequences of him not doing so.
That's what I'm saying.
Random Texter says, I think Keon is a college football guru. I think he should post his college football picks on the website. Yeah, you should.
Idea.
We should do something where on 1580thefanatic.com, was thinking I got a clever name for it. We call it Keon's Corner. And you can post all of your college football thoughts and stuff, or just anything you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll probably be the best corner we've ever had on 1580 The Fanatic.
I've heard
the only one we've ever had.
I've heard
saying.
rumors about a previous corner that didn't go so good.
I don't know. I never read it, so I can't say. Everybody have a good night. We will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.